Okay, we are back in the Sunless Sea. So the last time we were here, we just sailed all the way across to the east. We finally found, I believe, Khan's Glory, as well as made some sort of inroad to the Chalanet, as well as we found Irem over there, which is a fantastic port to trade with. It's got so much stuff. But we did sail back, and we found ourselves under the employ of Mr. Sachs, I believe it is. Let's see here. Yes. Wow. Whoa, what? Okay, so he's actually an equipable here. I assume... I have no idea how that works. He's a usable, not an equipable. But for him, what we have to do is evidently we have to go to cities near Fallen London here, and presumably deliver presents. Yeah, here we are. Mr. Sachs has taken your service. Take too much time, and he may take you. Okay, I think we're gonna try to do that first then. We've got quite a bit of fuel, quite a bit of supply rather, and we've got a fair amount of fuel. I think we will go and see if we can get Mr. Sachs to complete all of his stuff. I don't know if using him is a temporary thing, or if it is permanent, or maybe it's just while we're under his employ. But let's clean up in Fallen London. I believe we've submitted all our port reports. Yes, that's correct. I don't think we have anything else of particular interest here. We've got 4 moves in the Great Game. And nothing too interesting otherwise. Let's ask him if he needs us to go anywhere else. No, I don't believe he does. The place... Right, because the place that he currently wants us to go is the Swallowing Isles, specifically Mangrove College in that location. But we also did hear of a different type of isle that Mangrove College also existed in, so I'm not exactly sure what is happening there. Either way, we will go and figure that out after we have helped out good old Untersee Santa here, Mr. Sachs. Once we've finished all of his deliveries, we'll go and do that. So I'm going to check through Fallen London first. I will deliver some of our moves in the Great Game. I think we'll keep 2. 2 on us. And then we will see what Mr. Sachs wishes us to do. Oh, okay. So evidently I thought he would keep close to Fallen London proper, so kind of in the in this original map area just along the coast here. But apparently he wants us to go all the way to Khan's Glory or Pigment Isle. We'll probably pick Pigment Isle to go and do something there to deliver hunger, specifically. I feel... Please tell me that's food. Please tell me that it's... Oh, okay. Alrighty. In service of Mr. Sachs, the creature calls for you. It is time to begin. A hunger that can never be satiated. Mr. Sachs is waiting, clutching what looks like a leg of lamb. The meat is rotten, the bone is well chewed. A fool sought a name that devours him. It devoured him. A lifetime's wealth wasted on cravings that can never be satiated. When all was eaten, he stripped the meat from his fingers in search of solace. Still the hunger gnawed and screamed in his belly. He thought this pitiful offering of poison might free him. Debts are not so easily paid. Oh, so I think it is actual hunger that we're delivering here. Pigment Isle is honestly the most efficient place to deliver this to, but I feel bad. I want to be on good terms with Pigment Isle here. And delivering hunger, assuming if I assume correctly here, that we are making them hungry, like we're delivering some sort of famine or something. That doesn't seem like a very friendly thing to do. That does not seem like a very nice thing to do at all. We are very, very afraid, somehow, even despite not having left the docks yet. We're already at terror of 63 when we get reset to 60, so Mr. Sachs himself must have given us like 10 terror plus maybe a little bit for accepting the quest. I don't know. We're not doing well. We are very, very afraid of the creature on board our ship. Oh, man. That is very spooky. I'm going to trade out the rose market. I don't think we'll ever deliver Saul's fruit here. We have too many places to deliver it to, and it's much, much too costly to just sell it, even if it does make a little bit of a profit, because I'm not 100% sure that we even make a profit in that case. And Scintilic is sort of rare as well, so I think I'm going to cycle out the day here. An outlandish artifact. We only have one, so I think we'll save that for later. Do we have anything of particular trade for the Alarming Sculler? I don't believe we do. We have lamentable ruins, relics rather, but those are exceptionally cheap to sell, rather. So we're not exactly in need of Echo. So I think we're going to leave it at that. Yeah, I think that's everything we can do here in Fallen London. Nothing too interesting to do. So we'll just set off, and I think we'll head down to Pigment Isle here. We're just going to do very rote trips with Mr. Sachs' requirements here. The Crimson Beast of Winter. My goodness. I thought he'd be a benefit to us, a bonus, but it's not looking like that's going to be the case. I'm actually going to activate him. I don't know what this does, if it's temporary, if it's permanent, but oh no, so just using him just sends us to his menu here. So I guess just having him in our hold makes us go faster and makes us use less fuel. Can I tell the difference yet? Not quite. We will absolutely try to take some of the easy folks, or easy combatants down here to reduce our terror, because we are not in a nice place at the moment. Mr. Sachs really got us frightened. I thought I explored enough of the map to be sufficient for him, but I don't know now, because he had a thing to go to Khan's Heart, and we haven't found Khan's Heart at all yet. I believe somebody in the chat last time said that it was somewhere to the southeast of Khan's Glory, which we have found. But I don't know. I really don't know. Let's go visit the hilltop. Yep. They've sealed off the well, yada, yada, yada. They still haven't started eating people. Everything is still fine and lovely there. And I think we will keep our light on. So I guess we just make a beeline sort of for Pigment Isle. There's not too much in the middle between us and them. And I have no idea what the time limit here. I have no idea what the time limit is for him to get angry at us for not delivering quickly enough. I just hope the guinea pigs and the rats on Pigment Isle won't tie us in with him. I really don't want our relation to go down, though it doesn't seem like we have one in the first place. Like we just show up and they have spirit, iron, like a wrath, I think, something like that. So something tied to their military, and then a few other stats here and there. There's a very large crab up there. A few stats here and there that we can affect with our decisions. I don't think there's anything tied specifically to us in our relationships. Okay. I think that crab is far enough out of reach that he won't follow us down here. We have reached Pigment Isle. Whoa, 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 whoa. A dream of Christmas. The crimson beast of winter towers above you on snow-drowned street. On the snow-drowned street. Its sack open wide to receive your offering. I will take all that you can give. I will take everything you have. I will take more. Oh, Mr. Sachs. Okay. Mr. Sachs, take my best regards. An old Londoner's trick. It can work once. The loss averted. Mr. Sachs is silent for the moment. May you experience all the generosity that you deserve, it intones, stepping into the light and taking the light and all memory of light with it. You wake up in a cold sweat, fumbling to light the lantern beside your bed. Just a nightmare, but one that leaves behind a sixth sense of something barely averted. Okay, so turns out that we need to do this a little more quickly than that. So we're just not going to make any stops between wherever Mr. Sachs needs us to go and wherever we need to return to, presumably Fallen London. Well, that's terrifying. You found one of the other cons, though. Yeah, we found Con's Glory, so we do know it's somewhere here. All right. We've reached Pigment Isle. Let's go deliver it. I'm so sorry, rats and guinea pigs on the island here. A hunger that can never be satiated. Pigmote's stored food diminishes quickly. Hungry rats and cavies stare at each other, a new glint passing from eye to eye as the cravings and stomach pangs spread. They stop to watch you in silence as you go past, mouths salivating. In the middle of the small town, a few of the hungriest begin digging a well. Whoa, 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 digging a well. What else have we heard of a well from? The location on Mutton Island that was covered up by that like ruined covering there. What? So I guess talking to the Grand Geo did end up helping them out. That's why they haven't committed any more cannibalism like they have in previous endeavors, is because the folks from the Grand Geode met with them, presumably covered up that well of theirs with the ruined covering, and that satiated them or something like that. Oh man. Okay, so I guess the people at the Grand Geode did something positive here. What the heck was that? Well, let's go resolve their new dilemma. It's probably hunger. A dilemma on Pigment Isle. The aid hurries you into the depths of the chicken woods, where the woods are particularly dark and foreboding. It rings its paws. Hairless advisor, we hope never to ask for this. We sort of stand on our own paws, but our supplies are running short. We desperately need your help and your discretion. Yeah, we will absolutely do that. I feel so bad for making these people eat through the entirety of their supplies. A careful delivery. The aid meets you at the ship with a pair of trusted assistants, none are used to manual labor, and can hardly pull the small, heavily loaded cart. They squeak first in appreciation and then with exhaustion as they drag it away to the town gates. Okay. Oh, great. We've gained civilization from that event. And spirit is obviously at the max, because they are so spirited. This is also definitely new. The Crossroads of Pigment Isle. 2 vessels are docked at Saint's Haven. From the island of Visage comes a commandeered... Is that commandeered? Yeah, commandeered pirate ship. Its figurehead is a dying bull transfixed with a spear. Next to it floats a decaying wreck barely held together by barnacles. Tales of Pigment Isle have spread, and the powers of the Z have taken notice. Between 2 empires, a rotting drowny. Wow, lots of transposition there. A rotting drowny and a woman in a crocodile mask stands on the docks. Both loom over the rodents, deciding Murinia's response. Caught in the middle. Hairless advisor, your timing is impeccable. Please grant us your counsel one last time. They both demand our treasure in exchange for their protection. We cannot decide what would be for the best. The rodents surround you, noses pressed to the dock in supplication. Guide us. Let's see. So, spirits at 10. Civilization's at 6. So, presumably it was the civilization going up to 6 that finally gained some attention here. Might is only at 4 because we have kept choosing decisions that kept might down. Okay. So let's see what the options here are. We can support the Fathom King's claim. The Drowny bows. His complexities, blessings upon you. My lord will be pleased to see the glorious Thassalon return to the deeps. In gratitude, he will reach his soggy hand over Pigment and justice and protection. He looks expectantly first at you, then the rodents. Okay, and support the visage claim. The ambassador bows. The left eye of flourishing of years called to us from across the waves. It's ours by birthright and ours to claim. Yet let none say we are not generous. In exchange for its return, we offer both our friendship and our wisdom. Secrets captain that can guarantee the prosperity of a nation. So both of them are here for the Rat Star. Shoot, I feel really bad for keeping Pigment Isles might down. The spirit is really high, and civilization's so-so. It's a little bit over half. So maybe that'll balance out here, because I want to advocate for their independence here. But that'll require a lot of might to be raised so they can actually keep their independence. Because I feel like if we do this and it fails, they're just going to be bulldozed by one or both of these options here. And considering that they fought basically a war between the guinea pigs and the rats here over that rat star, I really don't want them to trade it. Yeah, I don't want to trade it at all. So it may be the wrong move. Let's advocate for independence here. Great rewards demand great risks, but they are ready. The die is cast. The drowny returns to his vessel, his bloated feet squelching with each angry step. The visage ambassador is silent behind her mask. Neither of their masters will let this insult go unanswered. Murinia fights for independence. Pigment's war for independence has begun. Okay, so now the struggle for Pigment Isle. The gates of the town are closed. 2 rodents stand guard. One of them, a rat, is trying to light a cigarette. The other, a guinea pig, holds the rat's whiskers back away from the waxy match flame. Both yelp as they see you approach. 1,000 apologies, hairless advisor, but this is our fight. We must fight it alone. They exchange a nod and escort you respectfully but firmly away from the gate. Return to the ship. It is not safe to be here at the moment. The Z bubbles angrily around the hull. The air crackles with hate. I feel bad. I feel really... I thought I'd be able to help them in some way. Like, we've got tons of iron to assist them. Oh, man. Squeals in the night. You've done all you can. It's up to the rodents now. Well, let's see what Mr. Sachs wants us to do. We've already fended him off once. And that was our only freebie that we got from him. Let's see what he wants for a second delivery here. The second delivery, the creature calls for you once again. Mr. Sachs produces a jeweled bird. The thief thought it would bring her riches, perhaps it would. When the gracious widow and the cheery man both covet what you stole, mere money ceases to be of concern. To offend one or make an enemy of the other, she sought a third way. A moment of inspiration that came too late. We want no part in this feud. Settle it. So we can take this either to the smugglers of the Isle of Cats to favor the widow, or the cheery man's agent on Mutton Island. We have... Well, firstly, we have inroads with the cheery man. I have no idea who the widow is, because we've talked to the cheery man to go and retrieve his daughter, whom we did not retrieve. We did not try to take her by force. We just took her message for him, and I believe she was the detective. Actually, we only knew her as the detective until she kind of explained that situation to us. I've got no idea who the widow is, nor do I think it would be a good option, as well as the fact that the Isle of Cats is way away from where we're at. So I think we will be going to Mutton Island here, and we will be going there with haste. So let's go on and get ourselves right the way out of here. I definitely think that we are making better time, though. I can feel the 2,000% increase in engine speed. I haven't noticed too much about fuel efficiency, but I do believe that it has taken place. I'm not doubting that. Mr. Sachs, please don't eat me. Okay. Labyrinth of Eels. I wonder if there's something underwater there, because that structure right here definitely looks like it's important and man-made in some way. Oh, we're getting the nightmare again. Okay. We are at 4. We can go confront the nightmare. We've only got a 36% chance. I think we've been slowly building to this the whole time. And so we're about halfway. This is kind of the best situation we're going to get here. So let's go and confront our nightmare here. On across the sea, beneath you the eye grows wider, the water begins to warm to steam. Remove your garments. It may soon be time to swim. Okay, so we succeeded there. It is now 5. We've gained 5 terror and a tale of terror. Are we going to confront it? I guess not. Okay, I really thought we were going to confront that in some way. Interesting. All right, how far are we? There it is. Mutton Island. So, let's go make our delivery before Mr. Sachs takes us instead. Delivery from Mr. Sachs. The cheery man's fellow is drinking in the pub. A full and frank discussion. Our little lost birdie. Well, there's a thing. You have my patron's thanks, and here is your reward. What was promised and is well deserved. Only thing is, there's only 2 folks what might have his cheeriness's property, and that's the one what stole it, and the one what bought it and figured they could sell it back, like indeed you are doing right here. So, and it's nothing personal. Nothing personal, mind. I'm afraid I must break something. Little warning to any others out there who might be thinking of being clever. Tell you what, how about we make it fair? Use the coin. Heads or legsies? He flips it high, almost to the rafter. Rather than waiting for it to fall, you punch him hard in the face. Yeah! The pub's clientele stare, mouths agape. The barkeep points a fat finger at you. Out. We'll have none of that here. Out. Okay, yeah. Absolutely in character for me. I've got so much iron. I'm a former soldier. No way am I going to let him break something of mine. We delivered it as requested. I guess we may have angered the cheery man a little bit there, perhaps, but wait a second. Oh no, this is the thing. Shoot. I think this is the thing where they're going to start eating people. Okay, well, I guess we didn't quite avert it by doing the Grand Geode stuff. Let's go see what they have to say. Let's go grab drinks at the Cock and Magpie. The Cock and Magpie's door is opened wide. The glow from the windows is bright today, and the singing... Wait, where is the singing? Altogether genial. They raise their mugs to you as you enter and welcome you with a hearty hello. Have a seat where you like, booms the barman as he pours a glass of water. No cider today, just the water. I hope that's all right, sir. We've taken a liking to it, haven't we? The patrons raise their glasses and drink. Okay. That was not the cannibalism going on. I guess this is the what? Maybe that's something to do with Christmas. We are in December, hence why we have Mr. Sachs watching us and forcing us to do his tasks. Let's see what the third delivery is, the last assignment here. The third delivery, the beast stirs in the hold. Your final assignment awaits. A life that was never lived. Mr. Sachs is staring at a small wooden box as you enter the hold. Inside, wrapped in a few pitiful scraps of velvet, is a lock of blonde hair and a set of teeth, carefully polished, barely used. Ooh. The winter was harsh, the fire went cold. Later, the mother wished to forget, a convenient tragedy. Deliver this to Avid Horizon in the north. Okay, that is a long ways away from here. We have to get fuel, we have to get food. We are right by Fallen London, but I'm afraid if we stop anywhere, he's going to try to eat us. Or force us to give something to his sack. Maybe we can do something closer to there. Fuel, we can get to Mount Palmerston as long as we make there. Supplies. I don't see any location between us and there that we can get supplies comfortably at. At least in a quick sort of fashion here. Shoot. So maybe we just return to Fallen London for supplies and maybe a little bit of fuel so we can make it over to Mount Palmerston. And then we go to... We go all the way up to Avid Horizon. Well, after Mount Palmerston. Yeah, I think that should be enough. That won't waste any time. Hopefully. I don't know if it's the number of stops we make or the amount of time that's passed. We're going to have to make this trip, though. And hopefully we won't have to feed his sack at all. And if we do, hopefully we only have to feed it once. I did see an option there the last time for wealth. And we've got a bit of echo to spare. So maybe that'll help us out. Okay, we'll go take that for the hunger to go away. Let's just get ourselves into Fallen London as expediently as possible. And we'll make our way all the way north. Mount Palmerston and Avid Horizon. I wonder if this will open up the gates, because we did encounter Mr. Sachs after going to Mount Palmerston, going to Avid Horizon, and whoa, whoa. What's happening here? Knock, knock. A crewman steps into your cabin. His uniform is one of your issue, though the face rings no bells. They do blend together after a while. This, however, does not look like a chap who swabs decks or loads cannons. Begging your pardon, Captain, permit me to introduce myself. Gervais, at your service, at least while the poor fellow tied up behind the galley remains regrettably indisposed. Might I trouble you for a brief moment of your time before my escort to the brig? Well, he seems very upfront, and he has the drop on us, so he didn't do anything negative. Let's hear him out here. He's at least honest about his dishonesty. A message from London. My gracious employer has grave concerns about your guest down in the hold, Captain, and the course to which you are now committed. Blood will spill before this voyage is yours, but this voyage is over, but it needn't be yours. Gervais produces a small vial, crystal. The blood is red, redder than normal blood, almost glowing with vitality. Here is a more bitter vintage. When the time comes, I urge you to choose wisely. A favor from on high is rarely a poor investment. Interesting. So I think this is probably... Will this be something we sacrifice to him? So to into his sack, like that encounter that we had before, or is this something for the end of the quest, since this is our last delivery for Mr. Sachs? Well, we have it, and that's what matters here. I have nothing to hide as far as I know. Uh, yep, okay, nothing to hide. We've gained a menace of nightmare strength. We're now at 6. That's a problem. At 5, we were supposed to confront it, but we did not. Not sure about how that one works. We'll go grab all the stuff of the harbor master. Let's turn in the few port reports that we gained from this trip. And get our fuel up. So we're going to make only the most cursory. Well, I suppose we'll grab a recruit because we are at 7, so 8 would be fine. We're just going to grab the quickest of things here. So just fuel. Ooh, we should actually grab. Let's see, fuel. We'll buy up to 7, 8. Let's say 7. I think 7 should be good. Supplies will get up to 12. And one thing that we shouldn't forget, casks of mushroom wine. Yes, wait. What do we need to get into Khan's Glory? Dark drop coffee. So that is 50 each. We need 5 to bribe our way into it. Somebody did say we needed 25, but at 50 each, that would be... $250 plus 1,000? 1,250, which we don't have. So we'll just get the 5. And we'll hope that's enough for us. We'll also sell our bolt of spider silk. So we don't need that at the moment. Oh, right, and we picked up Centillic from somewhere. That's very nice. You know, actually, hold up. Let's see the Roser's Wharf. Shoot, we transferred out the fellow who wanted Centillic and moved up the person who wanted Solace Fruit. We'll see if we can do that again. I think they just... No, not quite. Okay, I was about to say, I think they just scroll upwards, so the person at the top gets bumped out and the person at the bottom just gets moved up, but I guess that's not the case. Perhaps it hasn't been enough time. Okay, but we spent too long here. Mr. Sachs has business for us. Whoever gave us that vial of blood, I hope they were doing it out of the, well, it might be the Cheery Man. Could absolutely be him. Honestly, the Cheery Man, the name itself kind of fits in with the whole Santa Claus theme, isn't it? Christmas cheer and all that. Let's see, we won't stop off at Hunter's Keep because we don't have anything to... We don't have our Something Awaits Us here to receive any... any supply. We can't meet with any of the sisters here. See if I can spend some time with this blue ship. Hopefully it'll head in our direction. No, it doesn't look like it will. Oh, and there's also a ship up here. Oh, Steam Pirate Pinnace? Okay, we can absolutely deal with him. Let's go. Oh, he survived. Wow, color me impressed. Good on you, buddy. Not for much longer. Let's grab what we can. Firkin of Prisoners, honey. Lovely. Okay, we are not going to stop at the Iron and Misery Works. Whoa! That guy showed up out of the blue. Or shoot, will we stop there? Or Something Awaits Us is present. I think we will. We'll stop here. We'll have food with the contact here. Tea with the affable factor, so he'll give us some food. We'll also grab that port report. Do we take the volunteer? Very cheap. No, let's have tea with the affable factor. We'll lose some terror, we'll gain some supply. That's everything we'll do here. We've got to make a good time right now. I'm very, very afraid of Mr. Sachs. And no wonder our terror went up so much when he got aboard. Let's see, we've got to head a little... I think actually just about this trajectory will be good to get us to Mount Palmerston. Kristen Krell, hey, what's up, man? We are doing some deliveries from Mr. Sachs here. From what I can tell, the fallen London equivalent of Santa Claus, but even darker and even more dangerous. Closer to... shoot, what's the alternative to Santa Claus? The Eastern European alternative. I think it's Eastern European. Krampus, that's the one, yeah. He's a little closer to Krampus than Santa Claus proper. Okay, we can start heading properly east here instead of north. I think we should make it over to Mount Palmerston unassailed, knock on wood. Papers wood. Knocking on the notebook is equivalent, surely. So, how far out are we? Not terribly. Yeah, there it is. We can just see it on the very edge of our vision now. Okay, Krampus, Mr. Sachs, we've just got to stop for fuel so we can get you successfully to your destination. We're going to load up on fuel here and just head straight on over there. You're being watched? I think that's just a general term, right? It's just a general one. So we don't have any souls for the Deviless, sadly. We'll grab our port report here. Suppose we may as well explore the island. Right. A view from above, a high place at the sea, like a rippled sheet of night green jade. The roof above, bellied with stalactites and pricked with a false star. Look out across the water. What are you thinking of? So we can think about our future here. We can think about our past. We pray to salt, storm, or stone. Actually, we can't pray to storm. Seems we don't have her attention. We could gain some iron here. I don't know what the other options are, though. You know what? It's not often we get to do some Eldritch stuff. Let's go talk to Salt again. I think I'm putting a lot of reliance on Salt of the Three Gods, primarily just because he helped out one of our earlier captains. He or she. I think we're gonna do that here. Gain 2 pages, gain 2 mirrors. Yeah, that's totally fine. You know the words to speak, and here its eyes are on you. Something distant. Look east, where the Z and the roof are one in mist. Your gaze unlocks the horizon like a puzzle box. The neath is reconfigured and transfigured. It lasts a single heartbeat. Okay, we no longer have their attention. Let's go grab our fuel here. We will get up to, say, I guess 12, because that's the maximum amount we can carry. And we'll go and set off. 12 is a little lower than what I was hoping for, but we'll take it. Shoot, are we hitting... Yeah, we're hitting some snow here. I really want to... clear out this north area here. So I will kind of sail a little bit into the storm. There we go. We're out of the snow. Just that tiniest amount. I think further to the east is the Chapel of Light. Probably just going to grab the port report there. I don't want to do too much. There's also a lifeberg over there. Please turn around. Don't do it too much. I'm terrified of Mr. Sachs. Yeah, he's unpleasant. Whoa, what the heck is that? That's a massive health bar. Oh, please tell me he doesn't see me. We still have the all clear. I can't even... Can I move this in any way? No. Oh my god, that is massive. That is huge. Mount Nomad. That... It looked like he had like a 500 health pool. Wow. Okay, he was massive. I wonder what that was all about. Mr. Sachs, we're doing our best to make good time, but we are trapped in a snowstorm. It happens this far north, this close to the avid horizon. Doing our best here, man. Please don't eat me or my crew. So let's go grab... This satiates our hunger. We don't really need that right now. We'll go grab the port report. Oh, shoot. Did we grab what our navigator required for here? Right, trading ambiguous eeliths for extraordinary implications. I think we actually did get one of those. Or rather, 3 of these specifically for this purpose. So I will go and trade our ambiguous eeliths for extraordinary implications. Provide seasonings for their feasts. They grind salt in the storehouse, but they need particular stones for particular savors. Grinding. In the storehouse, the smiling priest sits at a quernstone. Carcasses hang around him. He examines one of the eeliths and the candlelight and smiles. If you hold it like this, it almost looks like a hand, see? He positions the eelith at the quernstone and turns the wheel. He almost fingers grind away. Let's see, can we help this guy out yet? Right, we need to either feed him crew or a live specimen, neither of which we have. So not today. Nothing to buy, so we're just going to set out north to the avid horizon as quickly as we can. Hopefully we can get out of the snow before Mr. Sachs eats us. Oh, man, this is creepy. He hasn't done anything to us yet. Knock vigorously on the paper. God, the snow is a real... Okay, there we go. I was about to say the snow is a real drag, but it was just because we had not yet turned on our engines to full blast. And we're just about at the avid horizon here. I'm really wondering about that blood that we received, the blood in the vial that looks redder than red. I wonder what that means. Okay. As soon as you dock, Mr. Sachs lumbers ashore. It has been preparing for this. Plunging a hand into its cloak, it removes a handful of ammonia-scented snow and places it on the ground and adds another on the top. Into this one, it presses the teeth and the hair from the small box. Potential, substance, only one thing needs to be added, as in the tales of the Gnomon. The crimson beast of winter waits impatiently for you to provide it. A few drops of my blood or substituted blood? I'm going to try the substituted blood. I'm afraid that if we give it my blood... Well, shoot, he hasn't done anything terribly hostile. Despite the ability to give him this highly questionable blood, I'm going to give him some of mine. Give your blood a few drops should suffice. The essence of life. You nick your hand with a blade and hold it above the frozen mound. A drop wells up and falls, more follow. They fizz in the lacquer, which softens and melts into a puddle of snow. A puddle from which a hand emerges, then a head, then another hand stretching as it clambers up from nowhere. What? The shape of a child, its skin glistening, white snow rippled with red. You reach out a hand. The child grips it with the chill of frostbite. Its legs finally form from the last of the lacra, and it falls to its new knees, shivering and looking around in confusion. One of your zailors hurries over with a warm blanket. Another smacks his idiot head. Mr. Sachs stares down at the creature, which shivers and hugs itself. Inadequate, Sachs says again. Striding to the sealed gate, it rests a gloved hand against it, basking in the chill. The whisper of a place too cold for gods, refreshing. Dispose of the mongrel as you see fit. Your service is done. Be gone before I change my mind. Something new will shortly appear in your lodgings. Shoot. Well, we have a snow-formed child, evidently. And apparently, whatever it was not up to Mr. Sachs' standards. Well, you managed to get a kid this playthrough even without a lover. Yeah. Maybe this one will meet the kid from our first captain with the inadequate spy or whatever our previous wife's name was. Cool. We have a child. And apparently we got rid of our vial of highly questionable blood. I wonder what that would have given us. I was really afraid, though, because if he'd seen us, like, pour that in, I feel like he would have done something bad to us. It wasn't a check or anything. I was worried. Maybe next time, we'll, assuming he comes back next year, and assuming this captain is still alive next year, maybe he'll actually, maybe we'll do that, and maybe it'll be adequate for whatever he wants. The whisper of a place too cold for gods. Interesting. Does he give us anything? No, not too much. Okay. Two vast winged shapes guard the gate of something like resin smooth but uneven. It is deep gant, the color that remains when all other colors have been eaten. Ice crust over the crack between its valves. Approach and your breath freezes, falls tinkling to shards from the air. It would be utterly foolish to touch the thing. A merciless wind blows everywhere to everywhere. It passes without effort through your bridge coat, your flesh, your lungs. The dock lies empty. Let's go approach the snow child. Cowers from the crimson beast. He's still here. It's snow still settling. He said to leave, but okay, let's go gather the intelligence first. And approach the snow child here. He said we can do with it what we will, and he did tell us to leave, but he didn't specifically tell us not to talk to him first. So cowers from the crimson beast. Its snow still settling. It looks up at you, frightened and shivering for reasons that have nothing to do with cold. Your blood streaks through its ice. Are you taking me home now? Ask the snow child about home. It remembers a life on the streets of London. A distant memory. London. Yes, I wanted to play on the rooftops, but it made Mother cry. She cries a lot, but she says it's not my fault. She'll be worried. Wait, you're not a devil, are you? Mother says to look out for devils. It gives you a suspicious sniff. No eggy smell. You can take me back, right? I've always wanted to go zailing. The snow child looks up at you. It won't take up much room. It could do with a name, though, at least until it remembers if it used to have one. Okay, so that eggy smell, that's clearly referring to brimstone. Which does smell like rotten eggs. So, what should we name it? Winter? Seasonal. Chione. I think that's how that's pronounced. A classical name that never goes out of fashion. Loki, a frost giant, but perhaps when it grows. Boreas, a fitting name for the child of north winds. Snegorochka, a snow princess from a story you once read. Elliot, a good name for any occasion. Or Rose, a good name for a life that began as a bloom of red. So it seems like we can mold this child into whoever we are interested in naming it as. You like Loki? I'm kind of leaning to Boreas. I like the name. It fits the location and the ice. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go with Boreas. Fitting name for a child of the north winds. Boreas breaks into a smile. Okay. You reach out to take its cold hand in yours, leaving the crimson beast behind. Well then. Terror at 55. I kind of want to look into the stars here, see what they do. It does require that our terror is low. So we'll raise our terror here, but I don't know by how much and what it might give me for doing so. So I want to check that out before we leave. Let's look into the stars. Stars float in the mirrored night of the waves. Watch them for a while. Peace beneath the world. These are real stars. They burn above the roof of the neath, beyond the earth, in the spaces of heaven. Wait, whoa. So these aren't the fake stars in the Neath cave roof. These are actually the stars. Interesting. They burn above the roof of the Neath, beyond the earth, in the spaces of heaven. Even so far away, even now, their eyes are on you. But here in the night, under the world, you are safe. Safe. You return to your senses, gasping. Your hands are cold, numb. How long were you watching the stars? Gain 10 terror. Okay, that's not terrible. And then 1 fragment from it, for some reason. Okay, well, I guess that's all of Avid Horizon done. Obviously no shops here. Let's go and get ourselves down to... Suppose we can stop by at Frostfound. Maybe they'll give us some stuff. And then Khan's Glory, where we now have the coffee beans. Enough coffee beans to buy passage, or access to their markets, at least. It's not terrorable. Yes. It is also not terrorable. Okay. So yeah, let's set off here. I think I can immediately feel... Oops, that's the horn. So do we have Krampus's things? Oh, we've got +1 hearts. Every day it melts a little more. What? No, don't let it melt. Oh, that's terrible. Our snow child may not last with us much longer. How did I get so quickly attached to him? It's because we gave him a name, isn't it? Wait, you totally have Khan's Heart on your map? Hold up. No, I don't. Khan's Glory. Oh, I guess Khan's Heart is just south of that. Okay. Well, it's good to know that we at least know where it is. I didn't expect it to be too terribly distant from Khan's Glory anyway. But let's go to that. Let's go to Khan's Glory here and find what we will. Or no, let's go to Frostfound first. Lots of dark Z at the moment. And we've got the kind of odd location here that's next to Frostfound. We still haven't adventured around it underwater here, but one day perhaps we'll find those other 2 ports that are shown. There's one on each island. One up here, and then one on across the bridge next to the Frostfound docks. I think the way it's set up is all 3 are always grouped together in the big con area. Like all 3 together considered an island. Sort of. I think they are technically separate islands because Con Shadow has been repeatedly called out. And that's just one of the locations. So they're probably their own separate harbors, but they probably are all together somewhat. Frostfound. We can go grab some tea. Well, let's create the port report here. And we'll go grab the tea. Because I don't want to ask them about the castle, since it seems very impolite, considering how they seem to avoid looking at it. So we gained some supplies, some fuel, and we've lost 10 terror. Absolutely fine. No shops to speak of, so we'll just set straight off for Khan's Glory here. Somebody did mention that there was a quick trade path between Khan's Glory, Irem, and I think probably Fallen London. Some place where we can sell, was it Parabola Linen? I think that was it. Okay, we're gonna have to maneuver this a little tightly. Yeah, there we go, we're fine. We are back in Khan's glory. It's time to enter the Khanate. And we've still got the sapphires that we picked up all the way back then for when we inevitably met the Khanate. Maybe that's something we do at Khan's Heart, but we'll kind of see here. Here are the palaces of the Khan and his court, each a fortress to itself. Sleek lords and ladies in belted robes breakfast on balconies. An unlikely antelope peeks at you from a park. Guns rotate easily on motorized gimbals. So let's offer this gift to the leopard. The royal clan of the Khan. The Khan himself has a notorious weakness for coffee, and his court follows suit. A long afternoon. You meet with an effusive official in a room of blue glass and pierced porcelain. You supply the customary compliments and courtesies, while he nods complacently. Finally, you present a sample of the coffee. The official comes suddenly awake, inhales the scent of coffee, and glances regretfully at the porcelain screen behind him. A watcher? He bows to you 3 times and sends you on his way. Porcelain screen. Are you kidding? Do these guys have smartphones? Is that a Google Home right there? What's happening? What's with the porcelain screen? Is it like a one-way mirror sort of thing? I've got no clue. Oh, shoot. So, I suppose that guy was correct there. He was correct in that we would need 5 leopard's condescension to grant us access to the goods market here, so we don't have anything. That's so much coffee. That is an absurd amount of coffee here. Well, I guess that's all we can do here. We got a fair amount of fuel, a decent amount of supply too. So let's try to go south. Let's try to expand more of what the Khanate has. I believe these are gates we determined last time. Let's go and find ourselves where Khan's Heart is. Khan's Gate is discovered. Totally. Totally good. Now, let's see. Do any of these look like docks? Discovered Ogday's Bridge, and as well as gained a secret fort. Ah, there's another dock. Oops. Too close. Okay, we're good. Discovered Copper's Quarter and the Nefrit Quarter. Oh, this is where we needed permission to... So, let's see if we can dock here. Khan's Heart, London's rival. So maybe we can access the shops here? Let's see. Khan's Heart, London's rival. An oasis of light in the salt black wastes. Canals thread the painted city. Street lamps glow and water taxis putter. So, there is the bit of... we can do for Rack, which is to learn adventure over there. A London captain smokes a Coganian pipe as she admires the reflection of the street lamps in the water. Spin her a story of lights. I want to do that because I still want to figure out who Rack's fellow is there, and we still need to do them a favor in order to have that happen. There's something for the submarine here, a panicked wave. There's someone in the shadows trying to draw your attention with equal parts discretion and desperation. Let's talk to them first. Well-intended questions. The impolite investigator shakes your hand with extreme vigor. Good day, sir. When do we leave port? Can your ship outrun the Khan's best? Not that you'll have to, but it'd be comforting to know that you could. Well, it would put us maybe in poor relations with the Khanate, but sure, we'll take him. Let's take his hint. He needs to escape, and you can get him away. I'll welcome myself aboard. Where's my bunk? He heads up the plank before you. He continues talking, expecting you to keep up. The Coganians didn't seem to like me asking questions. Not many people do. It's made me unpopular in most ports. But there's still one I haven't tried. Could you take me back to Hideaway? It's beneath the waves on the back of a gigantic beast. You cannot miss it. On the back of a gigantic beast? What? Sorry, do we know where Hideaway is yet? I don't think we do. All right, as with everything, gigantic beast. Is it related to the 3 graves on the Shepherd Isles? Maybe, perhaps, who knows? But now now we have to get another fellow to Hideaway. That's the third person we actually need there. We need the nearly dead man is requesting that we go to Hideaway for him. The Scholar of Lost Causes has a similar deal. And shoot, who did we just take aboard? Probably in the journal here. Let's see here. Yeah, the impolite investigator now. Write that down in our quest chart here. It asked us to go to Hideaway as well. So we've got a lot of reasons to go find and deliver people to Hideaway here. So, what can we do here? The Caganians dislike merchants. They dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the Nefrit quarter. Unlocked with no more than 0 Nefrit rings. So, I kind of doubt that we'll be able to do that. But, we'll see. We can grab some more crew for their Echo, but we are doing totally fine on crew. 50 Echo for fuel. My goodness. The purchase fuel at an outrageous price. Yeah, no kidding. The Khanate merchants grin when they see you coming, an unlicensed foreign captain. They'll pick a price and triple it. Same thing with supplies here, also for 50 Echo. Foreigners are permitted to buy food at the Copper Quarter, but only poor quality in small quantities. So you go from street vendor to street vendor trying to purchase enough soggy smoked fish to feed your crew. We can pay a storyteller. Ooh. The storytellers in the Square of Cedars wear brightly colored kaftan-like clothing with silk sashes, in contrast to the more sober and subterranean dress of the citizenry. For coin, even foreign coin, they'll sing epics of their nation's history. We could grab a port report or establish a spy here. But both of those are... Yeah, both of those are risks. Let's grab the storyteller first, see what he has to say. The temptations of Parabola, where London now stands, the capital of the Khanate once stood, after its own disappearance from the surface. After the clean sky and wide earth, they went half mad in the close night under the earth. They found serpent things and mirrors that promised them diversion, escape, new horizons. In time, the mirror serpents became masters, not servants, and the last true Khan led the last of his people to the Salt Steppes, to a black rock where he founded this city. How he built it is a tale for another day. You feel eyes on you. A woman in a white and gold uniform watches you closely. The loyalty service is suspicious of foreigners who want to learn Caganian history. Okay, so we're now a little bit suspicious. We got 3 total menaces of Caganian suspicion right now. But we did get a memory of distant shores for it. And it is just interesting to see what's going on there. Let's go lure the adventurer to Rack here so we can get our benefits there. You sidle beside her and comment on the water. It's beautiful how the city ripples, isn't it? It reminds you of a port you once came across, you say. A place where they light their way with colored fire and dine on fish-fed flowers. She need only find the red and white lights beneath the waves. The captain huffs a blue smoke streams through her nose. She dumps her ash into the water and sets off for the docks without another word. She'll be sailing over Rack in no time. And we now have 8 Rack ships sent to Rack. Okay, so I think we're going to do our 50-50 shot of establishing a spy here. Hopefully, it'll succeed because it's going to cost us 100 Echo, whether it does or not. And it may get us kicked out if we fail. Heck, it may get us shot if we fail. Who knows? Because these guys seem very suspicious here. So let's see. Establish a spy, and the Khan's heart. If you're caught, it'll mean trouble. If you're successful, you can tap your network later for intelligence. The dark-spectacled admiral and voracious diplomat, among others, will be interested. The white and golds are watchful. Your agent does not return. Have they spent your funds and run? Are they chained upside down somewhere in the Timon stronghold? Seems so. Well, we've lost our diplomatic agent, sadly. So I guess we'll have to do that next time. And we have quite a bit of menace as well. Ah, shoot. We are getting our port report dropping more and more here. Let's see. Now, I don't remember if we could actually do this successfully. Let's go and switch these across to see if we can gather that port report with any better possibility of luck. No, it doesn't look like we can. Honestly, I think I might leave the Mog kind of just sitting where it's at. Because we do need veils a little bit more than we need iron at this point. We've got plenty of iron, but our veils is not nearly high enough for what we're trying to do with it. We will absolutely put our tireless mechanic back, though. Oh, he actually gives better veils than she does anyway. Oops. But we love his fuel efficiency +5. So we're going to keep that as it stands. I guess we'll just pull the wrist and try to get a port report here. We were very suspicious with the Khanate. Oh, and it's actually 42% now. So I guess it does immediately take effect. Interesting. It just doesn't have very much of one. But let's go try to gather a port report here. Khanate generally assumes that all foreigners are spies or worse. It would be a shame to disappoint them, but it might be dangerous to prove them right. Eyes everywhere. Your listeners meet your questions with courteous, frightened silence. The back of your neck prickles. Don't turn around. Dang, we are super duper menaced right now. Do we try to see if we can get a commercial license? Let's see. The Kuganians dislike merchants and they dislike foreigners. Foreign merchants induce paroxysms of antipathy. Perhaps sufficient bribes will buy your way into the Nefrit quarter. Not here, surfacer. Surfacer, but the Kuganians have been generations underground, and to them, all Londoners are surfacers. It seems you'll need to go to Khan's Glory, the nearby palaces of nobility, to seek a license. Okay, well, I guess we are going to have to spend 1,000 more Echo, or thereabouts, on Dark Drop Coffee. That's kind of all we can do here, unfortunately. So I suppose we could go for another port report. Ah, lovely. It actually succeeded this time. I thought it would have the same result, or it would lock me out just to the same option, but no. Precious scraps. Rivalry between the Leopard and Eagle clans, the concern about Chelonet raids, some appalling gossip about the traitor Empress back in London. Perhaps you shouldn't write that last one down, and move on quickly. That fellow in a corner has an informer's look. So we've got another menace going on, but we have got the port report for this place. Let's head out before we get unceremoniously dumped in a bag and shot. I suppose we can head south. We're still looking for Khan's Shadow. And before we set sail back to Fallen London proper, we might want to head to Irem here. So let me pause that over there. Check Irem's trading situation. So they don't have any... Oh no, they do have fuel and supplies, but they're unfortunately at outside of Fallen London Standard, 20 and 30 Echo, respectively. Most of their trade is done with secrets for the first location. Ooh. Or if we can get Parabola Linen, we can get Dark Drop Coffee Beans. No, if we get Dark Drop Coffee Beans, we can get Parabola Linen for a one-to-one trade. And then lastly, we can trade for all of the non-interesting things. So Tales of Terror, Memories of Distant Shores, Z stories, stuff like that. Yeah, so I think the best option would be to get a sack of Dark Drop Coffee for Parabola Linen. Where can we get parabola linen? Or no. No. I think I keep reading this incorrectly. I'm pretty sure we get parabola linen for dark drop coffee beans. Right? I have no idea. Either way, it'll be something we can do there. But none of the options here are ones we can take at the moment. So we will just continue heading down south. We don't want to go too far out. We are only at 7 fuel here. So I would want to head probably back up to Mount Palmerston or Antha. Mount Palmerston actually would definitely have it cheaper, so maybe we'll head that ways. We'll head south a little bit, just out of this location here. We'll see if we can find Khan's Shadow. I would assume that it would be connected here, but I'm not seeming to see it. Yeah, no, I don't see anything whatsoever about that, about Khan's Shadow. So I guess we'll just head east. And east to north here. Oh, here it might be. McMaster's Haven. Whoa. Whoa, that's a big statue. What the heck is that? It looks like a lighthouse and stuff? Yeah, let's go check this place out. This is new. McMaster's Haven. Nuncio. Do not return, sender. What? Whoa, what? What's wrong with the rats? Oh my goodness, I hope this place never finds Pigment Isle. Okay, well, let's check out Nuncio then. Taciturn functionaries walk the docks in the uniforms of postmen. An enormous crowned statue casts a chilling shadow. The shadows gleam with rats' eyes. Their ceaseless chittering rolls like the tide. So, should we grab a perfunctory report? Because it seems, according to the description, you may not be very familiar with the locals yet, but you can provide a preliminary overview. I wonder if that'll be worth more or get better if we do talk to people here. I guess let's go to the Postman's Tavern here. The Inky Blotter, it's called. The sign doesn't look like much. Warmer inside than it looks. Faces turn in your direction, but no one seems surprised to have a new arrival on the island. The Inky Blotter. Lit by 2 roaring fires, one at either end of the room, the bartender is in a postman's uniform. Like almost all of the patrons. A noseless postal inspector called Blunt Thomas delivers the drinks, clears table, and stacks firewood. Oh. What? Apparently, since we have the Clattery Air, we can remove the call from a postal worker. I don't know what that means, though. We'll keep that in mind here. Listen in on postal tall tales. Fishermen brag about fish that got away. Postmen brag about hard deliveries. Which will cultivate some friendship. We can ask why the local currency consists of rats. 2 strings of rats for a pint of ale. 3 strings for wine. 5 for the more tolerable brandy under the bar. We can ask about that big statue in the center of the island. If there were a guidebook for visitors, it would have to be the first entry. Or we can ask how they occupy themselves all day. There must be more than this. And apparently, we require worker in dead letters no more than 0s. Let's listen to the tall tales. I think that's probably the least injective option. We don't want to make ourselves stand out too much here. Amazing what you get for a penny stamp. Delicate bottles lowered down chimneys on a rope. Do not fold under any circumstance letters curled through a narrow slot. Rattling, groaning cages brought back to the same address every day for 22 days running. The windows they pried open, the servants they bribed, the delivery surcharges they paid out of their own salaries just to get rid of one more packet. It's hard to tell which they hate more, the senders of the mail or the recipients. Stands to reason if the message was a welcome one, they'd tell the other fellow in person reflects the hairless postwoman. Interesting. So we can ask about... Let's ask about the big statue here. Because that seems pretty obvious. If there was a guidebook for visitors, it would have to be the first entry. The monumental postman. Oh, that. It's all of us, isn't it? Some of the spirit of the island. No, sort of the spirit of the island. Most of them don't seem troubled for more than more of an explanation than that. Though the hairless postwoman tells you it didn't always look like a fallen London postman at all. That it used to have a different face and a more old-fashioned outfit. Interesting. Okay, and I think... we can ask this only because we don't have our friendship here at more than 3. Oh, this is the same thing though. No more than 3. That seems a rather an odd question to ask. I don't think that would be very polite of us to ask why the hairless postwoman is hairless. Legacy of some interestingly explosive package, maybe. So I think we'll ask about the rats thing instead. Scarcity is not an issue. The hairless postwoman at the end of the bar smiles mirthlessly, or maybe it's just the lack of eyebrows that does it. Long enough carrying the things around, you get into the habit, she says. Then she tells you that if you stay out late enough, you'll see some of the postmen making a procession to the center of the island, stringing up rats around the statue like Yuletide decorations in prayer to an ancient deity of this place. From the coughing and choking elsewhere in the pub, you'd guess this is a story they often tell to newcomers. Well. Oh, okay, and we can still ask her about her condition. Since it's no more than 3, and we have exactly 3. So I guess... Let's go ask that. We're drunk at this point, right? Surely we've given a rat carcass or 2. Yeah. And we'll ask very politely, very roundabout. No, we didn't. Apparently we did not. Faux pas. No, she says. Kurt, not pleased that you asked. Still had eyebrows when I came to Nuncio. The postman at the next bench diverts you, speaks in a low voice. Lots of people find habits when they can't deliver the post anymore. This one has a plucking habit, best not to notice. Oops. My bad. My bad. Terribly sorry. Let's listen on more tall tales. Yeah, there's still a newcomer. Still happy here. I guess I should have trusted my my intuition on this one. Let's suppose we can ask how they occupy themselves all day here. Dead letter office. Big building, center of town. Hard to miss. You can work there too if you want. It's not clear whether this is a generous offer or a threat. Interesting. We've been accepted by the locals, apparently. We've been invited to serve. Let's allow the Clattery heir to offer her services here. I feel like this may alienate us, because it seems like the way to be a postman is not just a voluntary sort of deal. Seems like they've got some sort of condition here, of force kind of telling them to do that. So let's... We can only do it once, though. Let's go back to the docks here. We'll not ask for a uniform yet. And let's explore the beach here. There's a long stretch of shale dotted with washed-up kegs and barrels and smaller flotsam. The rocks slip and slither underfoot, but you keep your balance. So, we could collect material for the dead letter office. Oh no, there's more here. Every lap of the wave drags up some new letter or parcel. The face of the water is dotted with them as far as you can see in this blackness, carried by a powerful current. Okay, so maybe this is the location of the the postman, the postal service. Just because the currents tend to bring letters and whatever washes up underwater to here? Perhaps? Oh. Oh dear. Okay, so We can collect material for the dead letter office. We can either help or hinder the man trying to sweep letters back into the sea. Or we could rescue this parcel that won't stop meowing. Extraordinary, there aren't even any air holes. Yeah, we're going to do that first. What the heck? Ow, the parcel's contents are not at all pleased to make your acquaintance. A yellow glare, a flash of claws, a distinctive odor. Then the horrible animal is out of sight. You'd like to believe it will come to regret mauling you, but alas, it's likely to regard this rat-infested island as a paradise. Your left cheek will never quite be the same. Oh. Well, I suppose we should have realized. Let's go grab some material here. This guy seems to have quite a Sisyphean task ahead of him. Yeah, sure, let's grab some. Will of its own. You make your way along the shore with a big sack. Many of the envelopes are too damp to read, their addresses permanently lost, but a surprising number are still legible. There are also parcels. Here and there is a crate, a message in a wine bottle, a sealed cask that has bobbed out of the shipwreck. Your sack ought to get heavy with all these contents, but it pulls upward and away, straining inland toward the dead letter office like an unmanageable dog. Whoa. What is that? That's unnatural. So we are now familiar with the pole, and we have a dead post. So let's study the odd currents here. I want to see what's up with this. The water that brings flotsam ashore does not follow the usual patterns. We've got only a chance of it. On all sides, you make a complete circuit of the island. The whole shoreline is alike. All of it is covered in debris. All of it washing steadily inland from every direction. Not the work of some directional current. It's more as though the whole Untersee were draining into Nuncio. Except, of course, that force did not affect your ship when you came this way. It does not stop ships leaving. Evidently, it works only on the post. How curious. Well, I suppose... Let's go grab a port report here, now that we know a little bit more. Assemble a port report. Most of the inhabitants were Londoners once, but that doesn't mean they are now. Uniform behavior. Cataloging all the peculiarities of the place takes many pages. The tailor who imports gilt buttons and braid just to be able to keep everyone's uniform in condition. The fashion of wearing a post bag with nothing inside, wearing it open, wearing it upside down, torn apart, or as a hat. Wearing it in any way that will show it doesn't have letters in it. Then there are the sitting rooms papered in cancelled stamps. The bergamot pomegranate curd on toast. The commerce in rat corpses, the hatred of cats. Uh-oh. The cat that we released may not have a good time here. The absolute custom against ever issuing a paper invitation for any event, no matter how formal. It's the familiarity, the not quite Londonness of the place that makes it all so odd. Curious. Well, we've got a dead letter here. I suppose we can try a shift here. Okay, let's try a shift at the dead letter office. There's a sign of a canceled stamp over the door. Extensive tour. Blunt Thomas takes you around the office. A small collection room where those retrieving letters may state their business. A much larger set of back offices where newly arrived letters and parcels are collected and sorted. A dank, briny smell that never goes away, presumably because so many of the parcels spent time in the water before they arrived here. In the back room is a machine ratted by a postal rat, a Ratus Faber, in a pinstriped hat. It shovels sludge-damp letters into the machine's hopper, and they come out dried, cleaned, pressed, and sorted into slots by size and quality of paper. Okay. Oh, there's a rat. Lovely. So it is just a postman rat. Shift work in the dead letter office. One has various possible occupations here. None could be described as fast-paced. So, we can make a study of what goes on in the back, or rather we can't because we don't have a something awaits us here, though that would be a challenge anyway. We can converse with the postal rat, feed our undeliverable letters here, or ask a key for the basement, which we don't have because we have not we're not good enough friends for the basement down here. Let's go feed our undeliverable letters, I suppose, into the sorting machine. The gleaming hopper awaits. 52 categories. After prolonged whirring, the machine begins to distribute 7 invitations edged in gilt into the correspondence of the aristocracy slot, 2 oversized parcels, probably containing books, into the books tray, 1 stamped bronze tablet that drops with a clang into a bin marked First City. The postal rat watches all of this with an air of satisfaction. Okay, apparently we are an experienced shift worker now. So let's talk with the postal rat, I suppose. Perhaps we'll have some insights on the inhabitants of this island. On the islanders, do you like having sticky hands? Asks the postal rat. Most people, they have sticky hands. They can't wait to clean them. Yes, for a postman, an undeliverable parcel is sticky hands. Bothers you until it's fixed. The longer you serve in the post office, the worse it feels. Delivering a letter correctly is good, so not delivering it is bad. The unclean feeling gets too strong and they come back here. Interesting. Okay. Converse with the I want to talk to him more. I want to see what's up here. Why doesn't it make a machine like this one back in London? Oh, I see. Why doesn't the postal rat make a machine like this one back in London? It might lead to fewer dead letters in the first place. Regulations. Oh, no. That wouldn't be permitted at all. There are strict rules about the initial handling and sorting of post. An experimental machine might mangle the letters. It's only the dead material that is unimportant enough to be entrusted to a ratus faber. His voice isn't bitter, but he twists a coil so hard that it springs sideways out of the machine and pings off your shoe. Okay, so he's not having a good time here. Evidently, he's treated like a second-class citizen, unfortunately. Well, hey, I could tell him about an island where there are nothing but rats and guinea pigs. Though they are kind of at war. My bad. At least they're very spirited at war. I suppose we can go ask him for a key here. Let's ask the postal rat for a key to the basement. You've worked here long enough now. We've worked here for like 1 day. And you might need one. No trouble at all. He's surprised by the request. Most postmen don't like it down there. No one ever asks for a key, but he'll cut you a new one. Just be careful in there and come out if you start to feel wrong. We're now authorized for backroom access. Suppose let's go check what's back there now that we have the key. Open up the back rooms. The key is warm in your pocket. Deep and deeper. You had expected a few shelves of supplies. More files of letters a few years older? No. It is a pit so deep that lantern light does not show the bottom. A spiral walkway descends along its wall, and that spiral opens wider as it goes, as if you were looking through the narrow end of a very large shell. Lining this wall are shelves and nooks unevenly sized. Some are a few inches square and contain single scrolls of papyrus. Others support crates bigger than coffins. They're made of a woody fungus grown to meet requirements. There are no marks of carpentry or any of the postal rat's handiwork. 3 turns down the spiral and you feel you can't breathe. Time to leave. You can come back later. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that is a perfect reason to leave there. We are now a basement custodian, and we also have an occurrence of the explorer of the lower basements. That is very concerning. I don't... Okay, let's talk to him first before we decide whether or not to keep going down there. Let's tell the postal rat about your basement findings. Gives you something new to chat about. Troubled but not surprised. They say that's been there before we came, since before we came. Before there were Londoners in the Neath, before there was a dead letter office, there was someone else. They built that last layer on top of what was there before, and so on. When you press him a little further, he says, "I've been down there. Didn't like it much, but I wanted to test my machine. Thought if it could handle some of the very old dead letters, that would be a good sign, you know, evidence that the machine was in working order, good strong sorting categories and so forth." He pauses. "There's letters down there that set your hair on fire if you so much as look at them. See the bald patch on my left leg? That wasn't a machine accident. Oh no, that cinched right off as soon as I put my nose into one of them letters." Whoa. Gained a tale of terror and an extraordinary implication. That's new. So we don't have any foxfire candles here. Or a flare at the moment. I don't think we actually repurchased a flare since the one we used in Visage, I think it was, in the cave there. So we'll need to purchase some... Oops. Let's go back here. Oh, evidently, this is a different entry here. Do some more shift work at the Dead Letter office. It seems to be the chief occupation hereabouts. The bell chimes above the door. The fellow manning collections looks awake for half a second when you come in until he realizes you're here to relieve him. Ooh. So we could also move some mirrors here back and forth to get some light. I'm thinking of the original Mummy movie where they kind of like set up a collection of mirrors and move the light around that little cave. I assume that's what that's talking about. Unfortunately, we do not have very much mirror. So I feel like we would probably do very poorly. I think our better option here is to pick up some Foxfire candles and a flare. Not sure what the Foxfire candles do. We've seen them before. They've been at, yeah, Mrs. Plenty's Shipside Provisioners over in Fallen London since basically the beginning of the game, but we never knew what they did. So I guess we now have a reason to do that. I'll actually go write this down in our quest log here because I want to figure out what's going on. So I believe we are in Nuncio. And we need 5? Yes, 5 Foxfire candles. And a flare, so we'll get 2 flares. How curious. But let's get out of here. We're done here for now. Can we... Oh, there's more here. Take soundings. Perhaps there's some evidence of the great hollowness underneath these shores. Yeah, sure, let's take some soundings here. The guy's no longer here, but... Depth below. Striking the ground causes the stones to shift and rattle. It's hard to hear anything more than that. But if you try long enough and strike hard enough, the whole beach shivers like the surface of a drum. The flotsam letters quiver and align themselves in concentric circles around the point of impact. The next wave brings ashore 3 or 4 times the usual freight. Ooh. Okay, well... Evidently it's a big hollow. By... Well, we know it's a big hollow, but it is a big hollow that sits right under the surface, judging by the way that it rang. Interesting. Very interesting indeed. So do we go back to the tavern? Do we talk now that we are one of the postmen? Sure, might as well. Let's go to the Postman's Tavern. See if there's anything else we can do here. We could do that clattery air thing. I was concerned before when we initially came in here because I was worried that there was a higher power sort of forcing them to do that, and it would be something that would essentially get us kicked off the island here. But perhaps it's not that bad. Perhaps they are just kind of here as a sort of addiction, but not anything otherworldly. Just a standard old task incomplete, have to do it type deal. Yeah, let's give it a shot. We only have one shot too. Locked with it only no more than 0. So let's see if she can remove a call from a postal worker. They wouldn't be a worker anymore, of course. Oh, but the hairless postwoman won't hear of it. But you do get one taker. I miss London, he says. I'm tired. The inside of my mouth tastes like stamp glue. Blunt Thomas gives you a bottle of rum in the use of the basement. No amenities, but I don't fancy the cleaning the blood off a better floor. The patient takes off his uniform for the last time and lies on the cold floor. No spectators, says the clattery air harshly, and puts you out of the room. She comes out later with a scrap of skin from the patient's chest. The patient follows, whistling a tune from Mahogany Hall. We now have a clattery souvenir. Interesting. So, what what happened? It's just a scrap of skin. What is the call? What? Well, okay, let's go trade some more stories here. Let's get a little friendlier with them. You know how to fit in. Common ground, the parcels you've weighed and entered in the logbooks, the things that oozed out of them. The postmen are delighted by your incredulity and shock. A civilian finally understanding the full horror of the post. They have stories even worse than those, let me tell you. Hang on a moment, Postmaster Scritch. We've all heard your rubbery lumps story before, or already. It's nothing to the tomb colony pickled. What is what I want to know? What about that Sooth and Cooper crate and how we had to scrape the bits off the masonry? Do you remember? Night runs late. Okay, apparently we didn't gain any more information from, or any more friendliness from that conversation. Let's go ask about the caverns here, the Dead Letters office caverns. Someone must know something or be curious. Perhaps not. You don't get far into your question before the hairless postwoman stands and goes over to the fire, holding herself tightly. She's whispering nothing coherent. Fire, clean, smooth, down to the bone. No excuse, smooth, little black hairs. Still your fool tongue, says Blunt Thomas. Okay. Evidently that is a topic unbecoming of this here. So we could ask to borrow a uniform if we wanted to go all in for this, but I don't really want to go all for it until we've got those foxfire candles and we've got that flare, because I'm very worried that going down there will do something most sinister to us. So we'll leave it for now. At least we helped out the fellow who no longer wanted to be a postman. We've got a Cladary, what was that? We got something from the Cladary era there. But, yeah, it was very strange. I'm really not sure what she removed. If it was something normal, or if it was something more eldritch in nature. But I think we spent enough time in Nuncio. Let's just write down their economy here. It's nice to know that we can at least get fuel here, should we require it, very desperately. Oh, and conveniently, it actually fills up the last bit of space on our page, since we had so much of it taken up by Irem. There's just the smallest sliver of space left on that page. So, in Nuncio, we have fuel for pretty standard price of 20 echoes, which sells for 1, and supplies for 30 echoes. Sells for 5. Okay, well, we've discovered Nuncio. Interesting. We've helped somebody out there with our Cladary Air's surgeoning skills. So let's go on and get the heck out of here before we get even more creeped out. I think we'll head up to Mount Palmerston. Yes, I think we will. And maybe we can make a profit doing a trade from there to Fallen London, which is where I intend to end up going back to. So Mount Palmerston has the ambiguous Eeliths and Devilbone dice. I think you may be able to sell Devilbone dice there for a profit. Or the Zoop, but the Zoop is much more expensive. It may give a better profit. Fallen London, let's just double check it. Devilbone dice sells for 20 echo. Oh, and it's purchasable for 19 in Mount Palmerston, so not a huge bonus there. Maybe, let's see. Antha. Antha is the underwater location there. Maybe we can make something better off of Antha's trades instead. Where is Antha? Antha purchases casks of sapphires for 95 echo. We can buy Centillic for 1 meter salt, but we don't have that. Or if we do need it for the Brisk Campaigner, I believe, for her little ritual. Shoot, and everything else there is pretty standard. Just fuel supplies and ambiguous Eolus that a little bit better price-wise. So I think maybe our best option is buy as much Zoop as we can, make 7 echo profit on that, because that it sells for 77, I believe, in Fallen London, and it purchases for 70 in Mount Palmerston. Oh, and I suppose we are going to wither. We'll head along the upper section of the map here. We'll head. We don't really need to touch on the Undercrow, but we will head to Codex and wither, Benderbite, maybe Demew Island. Probably not Demew Island. But we'll at least head to these 3 locations before we head back down to Fallen London. So maybe we can sell something off better there. So Venderbite looks to be purchasing mushroom wine and foxfire candles. We do have some mushroom wine, I think, just sitting in our hold, so we can sell that off at least. Unless we need it for something. Do we need that for something? Not that I can see here. Yeah, no, not that I can see. Meanwhile, in Wither and Codex... Wither, right, trades in all those weird objects. Z-stories, Tales of Terror, Extraordinary Implications, etc., etc. But they're looking for Stygian ivory and star shells and figurehead of the Eater of Names. And evidently we can also sell them an anatomical cabinet if we so desired for 100 echo. Which we do have, I think. But I don't think that will make anything too interesting. There's nothing really to trade for them. Maybe we'll sell our anatomical cabinet. So let me double check here. Let's get out of this menu. If we go, see, to the hold, yeah, that should be where our anatomical cabinet is here. I believe we made that out of 7, see, where are they? 7 lamentable relics. And we do have 7 more, so we could make it and sell it off here. We could sell it off and then make a new one as soon as we got back to our study. Perhaps that is what we'll do. Yeah, I think that's what we'll do. So we'll head up to Mount Palmerston. We'll fill up on as much fuel as we need. Grab the port reports from Wither and Codex, as well as Venderbite. Maybe even Antha. Yeah, I think we'll do that. And then we'll head on back home. First thing we have to do, though, is to set sail. Ooh, and we're actually a little lower on fuel than I was hoping for. Let's hope we make it over to Antha as well as Mount Palmerston before we get too terribly low here. Discovered Skylar's End. Seems like it's just a lighthouse. We did find that massive, massive thing. What was that? Mount something? There was the big ocean dwelling object here. Underwater, so... Whoa, what's seen us? Nothing, perhaps? Yeah, not sure. Ah, there it is. An Alceus class corvette. Does it still see us? No. Okay. I think we've escaped unassailed. Ah! Shoot. We flicked it on for just a second. Okay, no. We're good. We're good. Alright, so Antha is just a wee bit above us. Uh-oh. Heart of Snow. The chill of avid horizon runs deep in Boreas's lacra, but even such primal cold cannot last forever. A worried face. Boreas has something to show you. The nature of snow. Boreas hurries you into the cargo hold. The walls are covered in charcoal, with charcoal marks. See, I'm shorter today. It's only a centimeter shorter than the previous mark, but if that, but the worry is real. Every day it melts a little more. Oh boy. I don't want our snow child to melt away. Okay, we gotta get him back to Fallen London. Maybe we'll be able to find something to help him out there, because it does say that we will find something in Fallen London here to help us out. So is this Antha in front of us that we're coming up on? I think it is. So we'll submerge here. Lights off first, and then once we get out here, there we go. We'll submerge and dock at Antha, see what we have to do there. Probably not a whole lot. We'll just grab the port report. Oh. Oh dear. Okay. The impolite investigator's question. The impolite investigator approaches you, smiling. Now that we're safely submerged, I have a question, sir. I've discovered that several crew members are attracted to you. Would you become intimate with any? If so, who? How would you engage, and why haven't you indulged yet? Now. So we can refuse to reply, we can respond with a secretive smile, or we can keelhaul the nosy son of a gun. He is impolite. He is the impolite investigator. But it's not completely out of the way, out of the range of normal conversation. Hey, do you have the monkey girl crew member? No, we do not. Eat him? Yeah, we don't have the cannibalism thing yet, so we'll not quite eat him. I think we're just going to respond with a secretive smile here. Let him draw his own conclusions. Raising questions. The investigator nods. That tells me everything I need. I know where to make follow-up inquiries. But before I go, I'd like some specifics. I already have some theories about your predilections. Would you confirm some of the details? What? I don't know. What did we give him? What? Oh, great. And there's the creepy scuttling sound that I forget about every time we go. Oh, I freaking found what that is. God, that's terrifying. Okay. Well, we know that the scuttling sound is something. It's our constant companion, which is a 750 health creature there. Will we even be able to get out of this location? I have no idea. It might demolish our shell with that much health. I assume that that's some sort of boss. God, that's horrifying. Anything to buy or sell here? Nothing that we are particularly interested in. So, God, I just hope we can get out of this location. I just want to... Oh, no. He's coming towards us? Are you kidding? We're docked. Oh, that is horrific. That's horrifying. You found one of the most beastiest beasts in the game. Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's unsettling. We hear that every time we go underwater, too. Like, it's everywhere. What the heck? Okay, maybe we won't spend a bunch of time underwater. Yeah, we are planning on going to Mount Palmerston, too. So, I guess he's turned around here. Let's just go and surface as soon as possible. Up to full here. Get up. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Suffered 40 damage from one hit. We've lost 2 crew members. Oh my God. You need to have over 50 terror for the constant companion to spawn. Okay. Wow, well, we can't even gently run into something here. My goodness. Alright, we're grabbing fuel here. We're going to completely forget about Wither and Codex, I think. Let's see, we already grabbed... Yeah, we already grabbed everything here. We could explore the island... what the heck? Ooh. Oh, a Blimmigan colony. At the heart of the salty little bog, you come across a pulsing mound of Blimmigans. They are a rich, dark purple, like viscera, perhaps, or blackberries. They chitter as they swarm. The sound is like pebbles on the beach. Be careful, a single Blimmigan is a nuisance, 100 are a calamity. You know, I kind of want to do this passively. Even though it's a much worse option for me to take, I'm just gonna observe them as best I can. Fascinating creatures. Learn what you can. Mildly diverting. There's some sort of purple mushroom. Unlike most purple mushrooms, they have tentacles and fangs, and they run around a lot. That's as much as you get. Perhaps your mind's not on it. Oh well. That's alright. But let's go grab our fuel here. I think we'll grab plenty. 15 should be good. And then we'll get the rest of our Echo turned into Zoop. For as much as the cargo hold can hold, which says evidently 5. God, that is a horrific underwater beast, though. That was exactly the kind of thing that I was concerned about when I was thinking about underwater travel. And we just can't surface in time for us to get out of there, basically, without it hitting us once. It hit us once. It hit us once, and it took off almost all of our health. We are in very, very dire straits at this point. We're at 81 terror. I've already got tons and tons of nightmare menaces. Oh, don't you dare see me. Don't you dare. Okay, we're good. Okay, turn the light back on so we don't get too much terror. My goodness, that one beast. That one sea beast almost destroyed us. Okay, I've got to find a good trade route. I'm gonna buy myself. I'm just gonna keep trading here. Find whatever trade route, whatever money-making scheme is best. I'm going to trade until I can get just get us a better ship. We need more hull. We need more health. The best option, the biggest upgrade that I saw was 8,000, 7,000 with the trade-in. And that's a lot. That's more Echo than I think we've made this entire time. So we need to find something efficient here to make money with. Which doesn't help. It doesn't help that we are not great off on cash right now. We are... we're at... Oops, that's the horn. There we go. We are at 166, and then after our trade will be a little higher than that. We'll be around 6-ish hundred, I think. We aren't making much of a profit off of the... No. We aren't making much of a profit off of... Why are there so many monsters everywhere? Why are there monsters and ships and creatures galore? Oh, there's a crab over here. There's a ship down here. Oh, man. Okay. Well, I'm going to take the volunteer here, because we lost a few crew members from that one attack. And that's kind of all we can do here, which is fine. So let's turn our lamp off immediately. We'll head further south. Well, crab's kind of stuck on a rock. Can't get seen by either of these. Oh, folk. Oh, no, I can actually take this guy down. We can broadside him here. I say broadside. We don't have a broadside at all. We have deck weapons. So let's go grab what she's got. Some supplies? Sure, that's totally fine. I've never felt more vulnerable. I really thought our ship was, oh, it was okay. It's not the best ship in the world, but I thought we had enough to at least last, especially with the new engines, to where we could get away. But that beast hit us for so much health. 2 hits from that thing and we're gone. We're dead. If we're like anywhere less than half, like maybe 3/4 health, we just die immediately as soon as we get the first hit off. So we need to upgrade as soon as possible our ship. My God. The fact that I've heard it all over the Z floor, every time I submerge, it's always chittering around somewhere there. Makes me even more unnerved about going below. The fact that its name is also the Constant Companion means it's probably just going to be with us wherever we go. Like, we're not going to have an option here. Uh-oh. Oh, no, our snow child. Okay. The snow child is melting. Boreas now leaves small pools where it walks. Emergency measures. The crew packs Boreas' bed with ice, hoping to hold it together as it sleeps. Melting is at its worst then. Okay. Well, we're almost back to Fallen London here. Hopefully we'll be able to help it out somehow here. Taking care of our snow child is actually like one of my top priorities at the moment, even though our ship is in shambles. Okay, the lights of London. Boreas rushes to the rail to watch the city emerge from the fog. Home, it cries, grinning. Everyone's going to be so surprised. Maybe Mother will cook roast ptarmigan. The grin fades. The snow child looks down at its hands, only I couldn't eat it, or bring her egg hot, or sit her feet by the fire. Or sit her feet at the fire. No, sit by her feet at the fire. It'd be like last year with the snow. We played with it, and it was fun, but then it melted, and Boreas sniffles. I can't go home, can I? I'd make her cry again. Yeah, we'll try to help Boreas here. Is there an alternative you can offer? Yes, there is. We have a home. Oh, but apparently he has a request for us. Unfinished business. My grandpa always told me stories of the East. I always wanted to see it. Mother said he only kept going out to Z because of the trumpets at Guider's Morn, but she must have lied because when I asked, he just laughed and said he never played any instrument. Boreas' eyes shine east. He never got there, but I will. I'll go further than anyone else has ever gone. Not if I'd just melt, though, because that'd be pointless. Boreas looks up at you, clearly expecting you to perform the impossible. There's a city without kings where devils gather to rewrite the laws of nature. They may be able to assist with the stream for a price. He's requesting that we go to King Eater's castle, aren't we? Isn't he? Okay. Well, we'll write that down in our quest log. I don't know if we'll be able to get there with the snow child intact here. Now go to the Iron Republic. Oh, and check the lodgings for a nice reward. Okay. Sure. Yeah, I'll absolutely see what's up there. If you're recommending it. Though I can't tell if that's sarcasm because it is in text. The Iron Republic is a warm place, is it not? I don't want to melt a child. Now go to the Iron Republic, but you need some stuff. Okay, I'm going to. Will this kill the child? Because that's exactly. I do not want to kill the child. I will absolutely take some mechanic spoilers there. No, it will help him to become a real boy. Oh, okay. Yeah, sweet. I'll totally take that. So, Iron Republic. Yeah, it's sweet. Totally perfect. Our terror has been reduced. Our nightmare's strength is at 8 now. My goodness. Help him to become a real boy, then you gotta hit Station 3. Ooh, we don't have access to Station 3. We haven't found any long boxes. Though I'm pretty sure we found locations to purchase a long box. Or maybe that purchased a long box. I swear we've seen some sort of business transaction that involves a long box. I'm gonna check over our Untersea economy here. Need 2 long boxes. You will get 1 in the Iron Republic. Okay. So we'll just need to find that other one then. Evidently, you can get 1 in the Market of Hungers for a captivating treasure. Unfortunately, we don't have captivating treasure. Nor do I know of a way to acquire 1 either. Issues. Yeah, and I'm not seeing any other way to get 1 of those long boxes, so we're just going to have to hope that we find it somewhere on the sea. I don't want to take too long because this kid's going to melt. Okay, well, let's go grab some messages here. Nothing's changed. Let's see. What we have in our lodgings here. Port above Station 3 trades them for a hunting trophy. We don't have a hunting trophy either, unfortunately. So, yeah, we're kind of unfortunate. I don't even know how to get a hunting trophy either. We're just kind of we're trading up the chain here, or at least we're trying to find it. So let's go double check here. Oh, the incarnadine robe of Mr. Sachs. Have 5 spaces of cargo clear before doing this. Let's go sell off our Zoop, I suppose. Hold on a moment. Where does this sell for 70? Or 77. Someplace it sells for 77. I know this perfectly. Kill a large crab? I don't know if we can. We get kind of killed by stuff pretty regularly that are up there. The last couple of captains. And keep 2 to 3 Centillic. Okay. We'll keep all of the Centillic we found. We'll see if we can take care of that crab. Shoot, so where's the location where we can sell that Zoop off for profit? So we spent 70 on it where we got it. Was it Port Carnelian? I don't think so. Sell here? Well, it's selling here for 70. And that's exactly the same price we bought it at. So we're not going to be making any profit there. Ah, no, it's the Iron Republic, the Gesundheit conspiracy. That is a place that apparently buys Zoop. But there is no guarantee that it'll be that market when we go to the Iron Republic. Maybe we'll just sell it here. We haven't made any profit, made or lost any profit on it. So that's okay. Just sell 1. Oops. That's okay. That's okay. We have no confirmation that the Iron Republic will have that market open anyway, and I don't want to have our storage space filled up by it. So, what do we have so many of here? We've just got strange options left and right here. Okay, but yeah, let's take that lodgings reward that we got from Mr. Sachs here. The incarnadine robe. Sits on your chair. This has possibilities. Ho ho ho. Londoners give generously to Mr. Sachs. Is it really that time of year, some of them ask, but a shake of the sack is all that it takes to convince them. It is better to give than to receive the Crimson Beast's winter displeasures. Crimson Beast of Winter's displeasure. You return home with a bulging sack of shiny new toys. When you next wake, the robe is gone. So we gained 3 secrets, 2 strategic information, 4 drowning pearls, sweet, 2 Centillic, 1 Judgment's Egg, 1 Zoop, and 1 approved romantic literature. Do we have room for all that? I guess we did. I think, okay, so I think a lot of that was stuff that didn't take up cargo space. Interesting. Okay, well, we have a Zoop to trade for, at least. And what shall we do with this approved romantic literature? We could sell it, I believe. Yeah, but it only sells for 22. And I think the... who was that? The Merchant Venturer is actually looking for approved romantic literature. I thought we were going to be getting it from the Khanate. Sell it here, you want the unapproved literature. Yes. That's true. Yeah, I think that's correct. We'll just sell it here. Got our firkins of prisoners' honey, which we've been acquiring from all of the random ships we've been shooting down into the drink. Can we sell that anywhere useful? Well, let's see. Firkins of prisoner honey. I'm pretty sure... Maybe was that the Isle of Cats? Yeah, I don't know. I would say we're min-maxing too much right here, but I want to make some echo so I can upgrade the ship. We're doing rather unfortunately. I'm starting to notice the downsides to it. What do we have in our hold again? Right, anatomical cabinets, sapphires, strange catches, lots and lots of scintillic. Okay, well, let's go check out the... Well, first let's turn in the few port reports we picked up. Submit our port reports. Smelt Palmerston, pretty much standard. Nuncio. Ah, yes, the place that lures away postmen. One hears no end of complaints from the Postal Service. Oh, so that's not officially the Postal Service's location. Interesting. I had assumed that was like the Postal Service's center of operations, but apparently that's just a side thing. Curious. The Chapel of Lights. Yep, lots of heresy there. Avid Horizon, everything is quiet, yes. And, there we go. Here's some new stuff. Khan's Heart, been to the Salt Steppes, eh? Yes, this kind of material is always of interest. How a nation could be so barbarian and so decadent all at once is beyond me. But they're terribly dangerous. 75 Echo, that's a pretty good price there. How much hold space do we have? Okay, we only have room for one more. Maybe we'll sell some scintillic. Yeah, I think we will sell some scintillic here. Because we do have 5. I think we'll sell... two? Back down to 3, maybe? Let's check the port reports we have left. We've got 3 port reports left. And we have 38. So we do have to sell one more. Yeah, that's fine. One more scintillic sold. Maybe we should have sold the Zoop instead. But we'll bet on it being in the Iron Republic. So let's go submit the rest of our port reports here. Frost found. Yep. Demuse Gate and Antha. Okay. Well, that at least got our echo a little bit up. We do have multiple strategic intel in order to convert, or rather, that we can convert. Yeah, I do need to convert that. And now that we have more than 40 mirrors, we can actually just convert it with probably the memories of distant shores here, yeah. So let's make a sense of a memory of distant shores. So we get some vital intelligence that we will sell to the voracious diplomat. We'll go grab another agent. Sorry for getting your other one killed or disappeared. vital intelligence goes there. And evidently, she's tied in with the Dawn Machine somehow. But the Dawn Machine isn't quite as bad as I thought it would be. It helped out the Isle over there with their cannibalism problems, so... Yeah, no, it's not too bad at all. Everything else, I think we'll keep our 2 moves in the Great Game. Everything else there is pretty standard. So, yes, next thing, absolutely, we need to repair our ship here. Luckily, we've got lots and lots of Admiralty's favor here. So it shouldn't cost us too much to get it all the way back up to full. And what else to do? What to do? Give out our outlandish artifact? I think probably not. Do we trade a memory of distant shores? We'll do 1, just because I have plenty and I don't remember quite as to how much it costs, or how much we make off of it. Right, 10 echo, so not a whole lot. We could give her one of our strange catches. We have 3. Oh, a Judgment's Egg. Have we come across this before? It's got the same face as a soul. No, keep it? Okay, I'll absolutely keep that then. Take that on your recommendation. Got 3 extraordinary implications. Can we do anything with those? No, it doesn't look like it. Could trade the lamentable relics, but they are very, very cheap. It is very handy if you want a sweet weapon. Oh, okay, interesting. Maybe we trade her an extraordinary implication. I believe that gives us money. Or an intriguing snippet. Not sure where I use that. It has the same image as recent news as well, but I haven't seen anybody else take it. So I suppose we'll pick it up here, right? Surely. I think we will. 50 echo, 1 fragment. Okay. I think that's all we'll trade to the scholar, though. Now, do we acquire this live specimen here? No. Because we need to... We're trying to save as much echo as we can for upgrading our ship. I want to get this daft ship upgraded. It's so dangerous as it stands now. We're encountering nasty beasties of a plethora of varieties that can absolutely demolish us here. Sort out your terror. I don't actually know how to do that. I guess in the lodgings we can sleep in our elegant townhouse. Can we make anything else in our study? I doubt it. Yeah, we cannot. So let's just go rest. It'll cost us 100 echo, but it'll at least give us 2 restful nights, and we've got a lot, like an absolute ton of nightmare stuff. I forget what it's actually called. Nightmares Menacing. Let's go rest away here. Now back in London. Check out recruits. We're at 7, so it's not the best amount. Our terror is now down to 35, which is okay. We could increase that that terror loss by carousing in the Wolfstack docks, but that would take up our free evening, which we could use here. Yeah, sure, we'll carouse. It only costs us 10 echo. That'll be okay. Strange night out. You wake up in the back room of Gaston's lampery, head pounding. You had something to drink, but beyond that, it's a little hazy. Your knuckles are bloody, your blood, you think, and your shirt bloody. Likewise, probably not yours unless your blood is thick and slick and greenish. I've had better nights out. A difficult brew, Gaston says nomically. Lost just a tiny bit of terror. Not a great amount. Okay. Anything else here? Another zailor. Sure, 8's a good amount. Okay, so what are we focused on next? Making cash. That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to get done. We want to upgrade our ship, though I have a feeling that'll probably be a while away. We also have the chat telling us to go to the Iron Republic to see if we can get our ice son turned into a real boy. So we'll do that, or we'll try to do that at least. Oh, and we can actually use some of these strange caches since we have so many of them. I do believe we need them for something. I can't recall as to exactly what. But I will keep at least one. But I do believe our bandaged poissonniere wants 2. Yes, 2 useful ingredients here. Let's give it to him. Alas, to ordinary. Flesh goes onto his shipboard Athenor stove, an edifice of his own invention that combines the functions of roasting and refinement. Steam rises. The crew lick their lips. Okay, so we lost hunger. We should have done that out at sea. Do you have the gunner crew member? Yes, I believe you're talking. If you're talking about this, we may have another gunnery officer here. But yeah, the cannoneer requires torpedo components, as well as a whole buttload of fuel and a decent amount of supply as well. So we've kind of left him to lie. Yeah, he gives you the sweet gun. Oh, interesting. Maybe we'll pick up. That'll cost a fair bit. I feel like I have such trouble trying to keep our wealth. It just always goes back into the ship or back into trades, our crew, stuff like that. I just really want to hold on to some cash, but maybe it's a better option. Maybe it's designed so that you don't. Maybe you do kind of just have to put everything back into the ship and back into the crew. Though at the moment, if he gives us a weapon, it's got to be better than our current deck weapon or nothing, because we don't have a forward weapon and we don't have an aft weapon. We don't have those slots yet, and our current deck weapon is decent, I think. So I think we're going to focus on upgrading the ship. We'll not talk to him quite yet, and we can always do that at a later date. Let's see. Right, he just wants to eat with us. He wants us to do things at the Chapel of Light, for which we need 2 live specimens. Not going to happen. We haven't found any live specimens as of yet, except for the one that we can buy from the Labyrinth of Tigers. I think we're just good to set out down to the Iron Republic here. Really hope we can get a long box somehow. We'll go set off, though. To Z Captain. Not sure what that means. And it's a forward weapon, yeah, so we don't have a forward weapon slot yet. We need to upgrade our ship quite a bit. Basically, well, rather, we need to upgrade as in get a new ship. So let's go butcher it. Yeah, we'll just reduce the hunger. That's okay. So we'll go grab the port report at Quaker's Haven, then head on down south to the Cumaean Canal and then the Iron Republic. We've still got this letter to deliver, but that is to Hideaway. We still have not yet found Hideaway. Oh, this is interesting. Quaker's Haven. Once the simple fishing village was a part of London suburbs before London fell and the waters rushed in. Okay, so that's the same thing. Under new management, bright-eyed men and women from the Admiralty work hastily to expand the dock. Hymns with unfamiliar words ring out over the fall of their hammers. Yeah, so they've absolutely been taken over by someone. I assumed it was the Grand Geode, but perhaps not. Spheres of influence. As you attempt to lower your plank, a fervent officer, escorted by a modest squadron of well-armed zailors, raises his hand and calls out to you, "Ahoy, sir! This isle is now under the jurisdiction of Her Majesty's Admiral. Depart immediately." His men raise their weapons. Best be off, then. So I wonder... I guess that wasn't the cannibalism that was going on before. Perhaps it's because we expanded the Admiralty's influence over the sea that they managed to nip it in the bud, or perhaps they didn't, and cannibalism is going down. But it's not blockaded like it was last time. It's just locked down, essentially. How curious. Okay, well, heading down to the Humane Canal, we've still got our something awaits us here. Ah, shoot. You know, two things we forgot to buy. We forgot to buy Foxfire candles and flares. Though that is for Nuncio, which is way up north, so I suppose we'll return to Fallen London before we do that. Let's go grab our port report here and see if we can pick up... Yeah, there we go. Another move in the great game. Very good indeed. Let's get ourselves down to the Iron Republic as well. See if they can help out my boy. What have they done to my boy? Hopefully they've turned him into a real boy. Very Pinocchio-y by way of the scarier parts of a Christmas Carol. This quest line of his. Okay, but we have reached the Iron Republic finally, and hopefully they'll be able to help out our snow child here. I know, right? With a bit of Santa cheer chucked in, ho ho ho. Yeah, it's pretty spooky. Very eldritch. All right, let's see what the Iron Republic has. Ah, yes. Seek help for Boreas. A dapper devil listens to Boreas' story with glee. Oh yes, I know just the thing. For a delightfully excessive price. Scintillic, we've got the 3 Scintillic. Yeah, totally. We'll trade that and seek his help here. A simple violation of nature's laws. Such a sweet child, and there's the problem. Sweetness never lasts. A drop on the tongue, and pff, gone. No good at all. Bitterness, dear Boreas, that's what you need. Ice must melt, and snow must thaw, but nothing lingers quite like a good, hard grudge. Let me share one of my favorites, taken from a man who may never escape the smell of our burning roses. The devil whispers something not for your ears. The snow child's face fills with captivated horror. The devil smiles. Just so. Now to hold it in place, I recommend... Oh, what do you call it? Heart metal. Yes, I hear your people have been doing delightfully terrible things with it lately, and for all the wrong reasons. A fine apprenticeship. We really must reconsider sharing some of our notes. Take this with our compliments. Right, we got one Soothing Cooper long box. We need... Apparently we need another to get into Station 3. And I'm assuming that's what he's talking about when he says that our people have been meddling with heart metal. Because one of the trades, the trade at Rosegate, says specifically that Station 3 heart metal ingot is there. Is the Snow Child okay? So, sort of okay. we went to the Iron Republic, and a devil helped us there after we traded him some Centillic here. Apparently, he gave the Snow Child some bitterness. He whispered something in his ear, and now we need to get some heart metal from Station 3 to go and get this to succeed. Fellow Deed, have you done any deliveries at Station 3? No, we have not done any deliveries. We've been there, but we haven't opened that gate yet. So now that we have the long box here, I suppose we can open the gate. I don't know if we need another one, though. You did mention we needed another one. So we'll have to figure that out here. Yeah, we'll have to figure that out. But I suppose we can compile the port and open up the market to us. Did we not compile the port? Sorry, what? Okay. I don't know what that was all about. So everything's dealing in lamentable relics here. Creative human souls, stitching dice, ivory, blah, blah, blah. So it's the House of Harms, apparently. So you need 2 boxes, 1 to deliver and 1 to convert to heart metal. Shoot. Okay, we'll have to find another box then. Oh, and I guess we've never actually encountered this version of the Iron Republic. So the House of Harms. Everything trades for lamentable relics. Iron Republic. House of Harms. Trades June Ivory for 6 lamentable relics. Devil Bone Dice for 5. We can buy some fuel here for them. So 1 lamentable relic per fuel. Shoot, and I think we're probably gonna take that trade because we got a bunch of lamentable relics. Oh yeah, but what happened since you picked up the Snow Kid? So since we picked up the Snow Kid here, we went over, we found Nuncio, which is apparently where a bunch of letters all over the Sea Drift, and where a place that collects postmen just all over the place. We kind of got a job there and discovered that there's a gigantic cavern that's very, very creepy there. And there's also a rat friend working there, a Ratus Faber. So at that location, we also traded up, or we let the Cladiary Air perform a surgery to remove the call, quote unquote, a call from one of the postmen who wanted to return to London, which she just like cut off some of the skin of his chest apparently. So we're still not sure what the call is. We also got attacked by something under the water. We got attacked by what was it? It was the Constant Companion, which had 750 health and did 40 damage all in one blow. So we almost died, like just straight off the bat. Evidently, we were told that it only spawns if you have more than 50 terror if you go underwater, and that is what the like creeping, crawling sound is underwater. So if we're going underwater and we have more than 50 terror, we should not spend any time there whatsoever. Like, as little time as possible. And now we're just looking back for a way to preserve our Snow Kid. Apparently this path turns him into a real boy. So we get to Pinocchio him all up. But we have to find another, what's the word for it? The Sooth and Cooper long box. We have to find another one of those. I think we will buy a bunch of fuel for our lamentable relics. I think 20 should be fine. That'll keep a few sitting in our hold here. Let's see where they are. Yeah, it'll keep one in our hold. In case we ever need that for anything particular. Oh, and I've entirely forgotten to write down the last of this. And then creative human souls. Purchased for one multiple relic. Yeah, I have no idea how we're alive. We got so lucky. Like we just repaired once we got back to Fallen London, and we just kind of beelined it for there. But it's a time. We know what we have to do now to take care of everything there. We'll head on down to the Grand Geode. Trying to keep to the light sources and stuff as much as possible. I think we'll swing by Port Carnelian. So Grand Geode to Port Carnelian. I do believe we have to visit... no, it's Rack we have to visit, so we kind of sailed in the wrong direction here. But I'm much more concerned about our snow child than our conversation with Rack at the moment. So we're almost down to the Grand Geode. There it is. Does he have a temp amount of time? So yeah, we've had a few events while we were sailing back where he's started to melt. He is still made of snow, so he's actually starting to melt aboard the ship. We've packed his bunk with ice. The crew has packed his bunk with ice because that's where he does a lot of melting. And we talked to the guy in the Iron Republic who's preserving him, sort of, but we still need to finish off those last steps of preserving him with heart metal. We'll go grab the port report. Will we talk to the guy in authority here? Heck no. No. We're not going to risk the possibility that we get our terror shot up by like 17%, or by 17 points. Even though we're not at a ton right now. That happened last time, and it got us mutinied upon, and that would put us over 50, or at 50 rather, with our current terror. Ooh, boy. I feel like this is like a simulation of life, right? You know, you just want a nice little ship, and then suddenly you have a child, and your child is ill, so you have to pay for their medical bills. Might also do more than 17 since 17 took you to 100. It could also take us to 100. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, no, this is it. We're just trying to save. We're just trying to save for a new ship, and we are having such a tough time at doing that. That's all right, though. We made it to Port Carnelian here. So, who do we talk to now? We've already done Maybe's daughter's stuff here. Could improve our network. Yeah, let's go do that. Your network needs something to prosper. What is it? In addition to a tiger's library, the governor relies on a cadre of docile native tigers to act as intermediaries with their fellows. One of them has a weakness for pot boilers. Romantic literature. Sadly, we don't have that. And I wonder if it counts approved and unapproved romantic literatures as two separate things. So I wonder if I could have used the approved romantic literature here rather than the unapproved romantic literature. I feel like it probably wouldn't have. But unfortunately, we can't do that because we don't have any romantic literature at the moment. Perhaps another time. We'll keep that in mind here. For the next time we come back to this location, we'll see if we can spare romantic literature to improve our reconnaissance or our spy network here. I think we'll go grab... I suppose it doesn't really matter where we get our port report from. It doesn't seem to have changed anything. And we will go and grab some supplies. Shoot, is it supplies here? I feel like there was an underwater area somewhere right outside of here. Let's see. What's outside of here? Igel is outside of here. How much were supplies in Igel? Because I do remember them being cheap. That is equivalent to Station 6, I believe. Supplies there... No, they're 23. So they are cheap, but not nearly as cheap as Port Carnelian. So we'll be picking up supplies here. Do we pick up a solace fruit here? I think solace fruit everywhere that sells them has been at exactly the same price as far as I've seen. They've all been at 250 echoes. We do need a solace fruit to bribe the first mate in Igel. So maybe we do risk the cost there. Let's see once we get to, let's say, 12, 13 supplies. And then, no, let's do this, 11 and 18. I think that's fine. And then we'll get a solace fruit to fill up that last spot. Could get dark drop coffee beans here as well. Actually, no, we don't have the space, unfortunately. But let's sell off our cask of mushroom wines. So we do make a little bit of a profit, even though we pick them up for free. We'll buy a single solace fruit here. And maybe a little more supply. Maybe up to 12 supply. And since I'm now very worried about terror, whenever we go underwater, pick up fuel up to max. Okay. Okay. Do we spend 20 echo on the tea shop to reduce some terror? I don't think it'll reduce terror very much. I think we'll just use up our something awaits us here to go and pan for sapphires here. Well, we gained 1 terror and a tale of terror. So we failed on that one. Shame. But I think that's all we can do in Port Carnelian. We have that solace fruit, so we're going to head over to Igel here. What is this dock? Ah, that's another ship. Head over to Igel. It's not actually showing our vortex. And I was assuming that these deeps were actually vortexes, but they are not. So perhaps that's something we need to investigate underwater here. When did you get your iron reduced? Did you change out a character? I did change out... So I did change out the albino tinkerer for the wretched Mog. I felt that our iron was high enough, and I wanted our veils to get up a little bit more. Yeah, no, I think that was an adequate decision to have made. We might have actually lost it from the Iron Republic or something. Not quite sure. I haven't kept a close track of things there. But we will head over to Igel here. Maybe we'll try to cut off this dark section of the map. I don't know what this location is. We've been there before, evidently, but I don't see the island name for it, so let's go set off in that direction. We'll head hard east first so we can clear the vortex. Yeah, there it is. And I believe there are like blue sort of bird-looking creatures down here, so I don't want to tangle with them either. Man, I'm really missing that power that Mr. Sachs gave us. The extra 2,000 ship speed and the 25 fuel efficiency. Really starting to miss that. Oh, we're going to have to go into this dust storm, aren't we? That's probably why we didn't get this cleared out in the first place. I guess it's not particularly in the way that we need to go, so... Whoa. Don't know what that is. Can we see how much health it has? Probably quite a bit. 600. Yeah, not going to deal with that. Nope. Not here, not now. Lorcan's Port, evidently, is what's above us. So have we never docked there? Or have we docked there and there was nothing of interest? I don't know. I suppose we'll see. Whatever that Z-Beast is, it is gone now. Yeah, wait, what the heck is this? I can't believe we've never docked here. Surely we have, right? Oh, right, Fathom King's Hold. It's the drowny thing. So we could get drowning pearls. We need scintillic for that, unfortunately. And we've got the white mollyflower we got the first time. We'll go grab the port report. Do we talk to the Fathom King? I don't think we ever did the first time, so maybe we will talk to him this time. We do have the Z story to do it now. Descend to an audience with the Fathom King. The Fathom King is the lord of the drownies, those dead who won't stop swimming. By some accounts, he's the lord of all who die at sea. Bring him a story to tickle his curiosity. Speaking to the porter has the skin of a shark. She has drowned a woman's eyes. It is not permitted to look at her hands. Yes, she rasps. The story is sufficient. She opens the valve of pearl and permits you to pass into the conduit. Whoa. Okay. The throne cyst. This is the salt-blown heart of the hold. The Fathom King floats in his throne, a gem-starred bowl of sea stone, the size of a banqueting table. He's wearing a dressing gown of purple brocade, soaked dark with salt water. He leans his chin calmly on his hand. Beneath the surface of the water in his throne, his hidden regions pulse constantly, insistently. So he can either grab a Zailor's life with some scintillic, a very expensive way to gain crew. We can listen to a Kaganian emissary, ask for a boon of the king. So these two are exclusives, unfortunately. I wonder what he'll give us if we ask him. Shoot, I don't remember how much cargo space we had. I think we've burned at least one slot of fuel. Let's ask a boon, I suppose. Let's ask a boon of the king. You've brought the king a story gift. You may ask a gift in return. It's impossible to know what you will receive. Too much fuel, of course. Sea coal. Black fire, the king intones, risen from the sea. Remember me with its vapors. He smiles directly into your eyes. Your audience is over. You return to the surface. Hunched, plated, scuttling slaves haul baskets of wet coal behind you. Yeah, we've got too much. Too much. Do I get rid of the firkins? The prisoner's honey? I feel like I might. But we also don't need quite that much fuel. Let me check the prices of the firkins of prisoner's honey. Because fuel we definitely need. Firkins of prisoner's honey we've just kind of been sitting on for a long time. The possibility. We really should have sold it when we reached Fallen London here. Yeah, sells for 20 echoes. Maybe we will drop 2 fuel. Oh, man. Our cargo hold is getting very full, especially since we can't get rid of this anatomical cabinet and have it at the same time. We can't, like, drop it off in our study for some reason. Okay, well, we'll drop 2 fuel overboard. Hopefully he won't be very mad at us for that. And nothing else to do here. Let's keep on going to... Oh, shoot, we sailed right past Eichel. All right, back around, back around. Go to Eichel, we'll go to Station 3, even if we don't have that second Soothe box, Soothe and Cooper long box. Perhaps we can figure out a location to get them from. Oh, please don't notice me, scary sea beast. Everything on this place in this ocean is scary, honestly. Okay. Now we just head directly south here. Perhaps we just submerge now. Yeah. Oops. Not quite. I think we need to head... There we go. Okay, no scuttling sounds. No scuttling sounds, please. There we go. Okay, so we can dock in Eichel and ask the first mate. We can bribe him. Finally. So. Let's go grab our port report. Wait. Compromised port report or a standard port report? I wonder. Let's talk to him first, I think. Let's bribe the first mate. The crew can't show you around. The first mate keeps the hatch keys. They rarely leave the engine room, but they'll come out for solace fruit. Let's do that. Gratefully received. The first mate's features are softer than the average Londoners, as though they've been become part rubbery man. Their skin is marked in dozens of places with shiny calcified ovals, around which their skin is reddened. You offer them the solace fruit, and they receive it reverently. They don't eat it in front of you, but withdraw through a hatch that is usually kept locked. They're gone a long time, and far off you hear a man's deep laughter. It is a surprising sound in the whispering ship. At last the first mate returns, fingers stained. Cool. And now we are acquaintances. Oh, and evidently we don't have enough to ask about that. Shame. Okay. I guess we can observe the first mate and research. The Kettle was a research ship. Now the first mate sometimes engages in research on the fluke spines that pierce the ship. A gathering of silver in the storeroom. This room is blocked by a thick spine at waist level. The spine is purple-black, but the crew have been working at it with planes, grinding away a silvery powder. The powder is collected on mats and sieved into bottles. Our export, the first mate explains, it goes to Station 3, but that is not what we come for. First mate touches the spine, and for a time their spirit is absent. Then from one of their few patches of unmarked skin, they grow a needle-shaped protrusion and snap it free? A memento of what I saw when my mind was with Eichel. What? Okay, so apparently they can grow these spine things out of themselves somehow. But it has given our acquaintance a amount of 5. So let's talk to him about the Imperious sister's sensitive brother. Let's go ask him about that, since it doesn't seem to take up anything. I hope it doesn't remove his... I think we should be good there. Let's ask him about that. Into the Fortis Kettle. The first mate leads you through the hatches, usually kept locked down to the depths of the Fortis Kettle. They begin to limp more evidently the further you descend. At last, you come to an engine room where there's a spike of Eichel jabs through the hull. The engine is thoroughly destroyed. Its furnace is cold. Its great wheels will never turn again. The surface of Eichel is exposed to your touch. It shimmers. We make it beautiful on purpose. There's a shiny silver patch on the spike. We allow the silver to be harvested. Touch it with one hand. Touch our face. What? Whoa. You are no longer standing in the engine room. This tunnel is skin tight. You descend face first. The wall presses the back of your head, urging you downwards. You should not have come. The entry point of Igel is regret. No one enters Igel without. Whoa. Uh-oh. I think we're stuck in a needle. Surface, surface. Not today. You cannot do this today. Perhaps some other time you will be ready. Yeah. I'm kind of focused on my melting sun right now. I'm gonna come back here, and we'll do that then. Will we? Will we though? Will we even be able to? Okay. Commission to retrieve regret 10. Igel commission to retrieve regret no more than 25. We have 10 at the moment. Okay, let's send it. Let's send it all the way down. Igel is made of needles. The inside of a needle is straight. Sharp, thirsty, dry. There is a scent of green, bitter things of fermentation. Cactus pulp renders an acceptable wine. Someone once died in a desert, and you are traversing the cause of their death. They lived long enough to regret. Here is the memory of a dying man seeking a vulture overhead the sky. Ooh. Shoot, that is not a very high chance of success. That's a 1 in 3. I'm very afraid this is going to kill us outright. So we are at the bottom of the sea, touching a strange organism. Oh, we've come so far. We've come so far, and I don't want to lose it all, but I'm going to do it. The tunnel branches. We tell you which way to go, but you do not understand. Fluke regrets. The skin of the tunnel is rubbery. The rubbery men do not do what they are supposed to do. We try to improve them. Among humans, they are sad. We should have made them with more teeth. Among flukes, they disobey. We should pierce them with more spines. The passage circles on itself. It leaves you back where you began, but older. Time does not stop. Oh, we just get a chance to do it again. Okay, so we only gained 1 terror for that. Our terror's okay. Yeah, there we go. We did it. Okay, deeper. You narrow your shoulders, press your toes and your knuckles into the tunnel wall, squeeze left and down through a passage lined in fragments of amber. They gather what we wish to know. Here is the smell of cloying perfume. A woman left her husband for a scoundrel. In a few years, she was poor and alone. He seemed like a good man. How could I have known? Of course she knew. Her husband offered to take her back, but she could also not endure his forgiveness. We have his regrets also. He minded her absence much more than her unfaithfulness, but he could not persuade her. Okay. Descend, but only if you feel strong. From here, you cannot surface until you've found what you seek. I feel pretty strong. Okay, let's see this through. You intend to move, and the tunnel moves you. A fresh red memory. She stood still when she wished to go. She answered questions from the man with the knife-shaped smile. She was afraid of him. She pretended his questions were questions a sociable person would ask. She was more afraid of being discourteous. He did not kill her, after she was angry at herself anyhow for having her fears out of order. She had a new tongue installed in her mouth. In the presence of trespassers, the new tongue says, I dislike you, I fear you, I wish you would go, whether she bids it to or not. Oh. Interesting. So, is this metaphorical or quite literal? She just sends people away even though she doesn't want to. Well, it's too late now. Dry heart and dry eyes. It is so narrow in the passages you cannot feel anything. Like a professional mourner 2 funerals from retirement. You have no true feeling remaining, and even proxy grief is hard to summon. Yeah, we just have to keep doing this until we luck into it. Oh, we're gaining a lot of terror. Come on, 29% chance. Really? There we go, finally. Night regrets. A recollection the length of a hat pin. It would have been a baby. Collect what you came for. Will you be pierced by the brother's regret? Note the regret, but leave it where it lies. It is guarded by nacreous layers. This is not for you to take. So now at terror of 50, we're also... So do we take the regret here? and bring it back to the Imperious Sister, or do we just bring the message of it? I think the Imperious Sister, judging by the story description, I think she's the one who had that new tongue installed, who ran off. We'll stick our neck out here. We'll collect what we came for. The secretive brother was a clerk at the Admiralty. One can regret even clerical misdeeds. He fell behind in his filing, so he burned a stack of port reports and lied when his superior asked where they were. The lie went undetected. The loss of the reports caused no great trouble. Nevertheless, the regret rankled. The brother had learned integrity from schoolboy novels. Confession offered no cure. It would not retrieve the reports. It would only disappoint the superior and open the whole department to censure. Sometimes cowardice and common sense lead to the same end. The brother's regret caused more trouble than the deed. We cured him. Have you undone the cure? Get out. You've done enough. Wow, yeah, we need to figure out how to do that. Okay, so I am not going to become a rubbery man. I don't want to become any more of that. We'll grab a normal port report here. We'll think about how we can deliver the message to the Imperious Sister, I suppose. She should know what you have decided. There are ways to reach her. She said she'd wait for you at Hunter's Keep. She will want some kind of proof of her brother's regret. Your words alone will not do. You could go there directly and give whatever message you think best, or you could send her a dream by way of Irem. You've heard they make dreams there. Or perhaps there's a way by the Isle of Cats, not that that would be an easy or sensible method. Okay, so let's see here. We can go to Irem or Isle of Cats. We know where both are. The Isle of Cats is closer by where we currently are. We're juggling so many plates at the time. I feel like Irem is probably the better option. It seems much more, much nicer there. Shoot, I can't remember what it was that Irem wanted to go into their, like, their place. There was a payment you had to make. I can't remember whether it was coffee or mushroom wine. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I think Irem is the better option here. I suppose. See, don't need to buy anything here. I think we're all good up. Let's go grab the exports here. Go to... Or no, is this packing the exports or is it this taking the exports here? I don't know. Let's help pack it. Bottles and bottles of silver powder ground from eagle spine wait to be sent away. The tomb colonist hands you the bottles, and you nestle them in straw. Don't worry too much if you touch the powder, the tomb colonist says. Looks poisonous, but there's no harm in it, and the first mate uses some of it to make the needles, and sells the rest. The colonist obviously doesn't approve of the first mate's regret collection, and clarifies with only a little prompting. Maybe I'm the wrong person to ask, the tomb colonist says. There's no need for wearing the scars of other people's wounds on top of your own. As if summoned, the first mate comes out of the engine room fresh spined. Okay. Well, no way in heck am I going to consume one of these needles. So I guess the rubbery men have something to do with this this spiny stuff at Eagle. Interesting. That's very interesting. Yeah, now we know what we need to do. We're gonna try to head to Irem there and turn it into a dream. Anything else to do at Eagle here? Well, no, obviously we can see the whole list here. Yeah, I guess we'll set out before our terror creeps up and we start hearing that skittering. get ourselves to Station 13. Oh, actually, you know something? I want to check. Did we pick up that dust stuff? Because it said we helped pack it. You know, it doesn't seem like it. Oops. Oh, and the stars are changing. Well, hopefully it's not going to be a bad omen. Bad is lucky. Sweet, we lost 5 terror. Leathery, but lucky. I will absolutely take a little discomfort in the leathery part and take the unlucky bit instead. So let's see. Station 3 is well above us right now. So we'll go up through here. We'll clear out this undiscovered area. And then we'll head over to Station 3. Whoa, eel. Not nice. Is he growling? What's that sound? It sounds like that eel's, like, growling at me. It's not a pleasant sound. An albino moray, yeah. It's not a pleasant sound at all. Ah, there it is. Oops, not what I was looking for. Oop, there is a crab here, though, that we can blow to smithereens. I'll do that first. Back it up, let it approach us. That way we don't have to sail as far. Shebang. There we go. Alright, delicious, delicious supplies. Hunger, nice and removed. Let's go and dock at Station 3. Hopefully we have a delivery for them, even though it doesn't show in our hold. Suppose we can check for visitors before we go in. Though that'll use up our something awaits us. No, maybe we'll just deliver the long box first. Deliver a long box. The only way past the walls is an unimposing, but sturdy-looking triple-locked gate, silvery metal. Probably supposed to be with silvery metal. A sign beside it reads deliveries. The gate stands open. Let's go deliver. There are no stevedores? There are no stevedores, however, and no wagons waiting to help with the heavy cargo. There's only a sign which reads deliveries and a painted hand which points insolently up a rock-cut staircase. Make a delivery. There is cargo in the hold marked for this destination. A long, low, heavy box. It'll be fun getting it up the stairs, no doubt. Up a twisting staircase. There's a great deal of grumbling from the crew. The stairs are sharp-edged and wet. The box is heavy and its contents inclined to shift. After a few slips and a bad bruise to the shin, you resort to placing crew members along the stairs and handing the box along. There's a warehouse at the top of the stairs, but it is not apparently your destination. Another sign points along the narrow path towards the building with the spire. Deliveries, it says more aggressively this time. Someone in the spired building is singing. The song sets your teeth on edge. Ooh. So, you have a long, heavy box, a winding path ahead that runs perhaps a quarter mile through the mist, a crew that is beginning to mutter about having to do landlubber work. There's a warehouse just to your right, but the sign says deliveries are to be taken onward. Says it rather emphatically, as a matter of fact. So, it looks like either option that we do, we'll have a 100% chance of doing. We can either break into the warehouse and leave the box there, or we can carry the box onto the building with the spire, which goes the extra distance. I'm thinking we go with the second option, not because of, obviously we don't have a benefit for either one for the check here, but I think that it'll get us some more benefit, perhaps, via helping out our kid, helping out our snow child. I think your character would probably do the extra distance. Not likely one to try to sneak it in. I agree. I think he'd soldier on, considering he's a soldier. Going the extra distance might mean you can charge more for your efforts. A grudging reward. The path is slippery and lined with mushrooms. You and the crew have to stop 7 or 8 times to set down the boxes and blow on your hands. The closer you get, the less the building with the spire looks like a church. The walls are soot blackened and made of brick. There are no windows, only narrow vents up near the roof. From these, a low singing can be heard, a song so cheerful that your crew can look at one another and frown. It is the song of someone keeping the monsters at bay. At last, you are close enough to bang on the door. An austere acolyte answers it. She is dressed in black from head to foot. Her gloves are thick leather, and her goggles are double glass. Leave the boxes at the door, she says to you, and then she turns back toward the building, singing her song. Something about candied kittens and flaming violets and the coming of spring. Judging by the rhyme, she's inventing the words as she goes along. You stop her and explain that you expect your extra work to be rewarded. She makes a grudging gesture but complies. Okay, so we got some favor. And no echo for it. Just 100 fragments instead. Okay, well, at least we have access to the location. I hope we don't have to bring in a longbox every time we come here. That would suck. Under the steeple, the austere acolyte directs the arrangement of a longbox in the room under the steeple. There are many other boxes there already, stacked in rows, 3 or 4 times as many as you have brought. In another corner of the room is a pile of wood from previous boxes already emptied and dismantled. Singing to herself about a mountain upholstered in velvet, she takes a crowbar to the box. The corpse inside is permanently dead in a way that the dead of London often are not. Not a drowning, not a tomb colonist, but not coming back either. It looks pale and ordinary except for the slight distension of the skin over the breastbone. Interesting. Gently, the acolyte presses there and nods, singing about tulips embroidered with yellow floss. She lifts the body onto a marble slab. Without pause in her lyrics, she prepares a scalpel. Her presence does not seem to bother her, so we can either watch, not watch, or watch with a medical interest. It's a challenge. We do have a 60% chance of getting that going off. Perhaps we should do that. Yes, I think we shall. Whatever she's about to do, it is sure to be anatomically informative. Metal in metal. The austere acolyte extracts deftly and with very little blood a heart-sized sphere of silver-gray metal. Despite your keenest observations, you cannot work out how the sphere grew there or what it is for. With a giant nutcracker, she cracks the sphere, and another sphere inside that, and another. Finally, in the center, she comes to something heavy, small, and black. She lifts it out with tongs and looks at it through her goggles. The song falters, but she manages to keep humming, though the words are lost. She puts the black and heavy thing into a jar marked with a word of the correspondence. She closes the jar and seals it with red wax. Finally, when the corpse is removed again, and the marble slab wiped clean, she comes to pay you. Thank you, she says. Return another day. I may have something else for you. Curious. Okay. Well, we gained a secret. We gained an occurrence. Trading in long boxes quality is 3. And we gained some more acolytes' favor. Did we not get paid for this trip? Really? Okay, I guess. Well, sweet. Now we can actually go inside here and do something. So let's go see what we have for errands here. From time to time, she'll admit that there's something you can do for her. Guarding the yard, she asks you to keep a night watch on the dump where she throws away the unused heart stuff. I guess it's a good thing we kept that. Something awaits us here. So we could do that. A present. She's in search of new music to sing at her work. You could scramble together some pages. A novel present. She's in search of new music to sing at her work. You could write some. Could we not go to the blast? Who is the underwater fellow? The escaped composer, and ask him for something, perhaps? Let's back up first and see if we can use our something awaits us here to use that to do something else. It doesn't look like we can, though. So we can find assistant for the snow child. It does require that heart metal ingot, and Fellow Deed was right. We need to exchange the long box for a heart metal ingot to do that. What use is heart metal to you, but then what use is a long box? Perhaps you'd imagine the whisper at shoulder. What use indeed is a heart? When you turn, there's only the ragged flirting of the wind. Interesting. Okay. Well, I guess let's go guard the yard, I suppose. Might as well. We can't really do anything else here. Smugglers along the shore. The place proves to be a wild field knee-deep in dark matter. In the dark matter. Thousands of hearts worth. Looking too closely at it makes you dizzy. Looking too far away from it makes you a poor watchman. It makes for an uncomfortable couple of hours pacing around the dumping ground, which runs all the way down to the beach. In the last quarter of the watch, there's stealthy movement, a rowboat, 3 hooded figures. So we can sneak around and see what they're up to, or we could challenge them immediately. I kind of want to do this even though we don't have a sure chance of it. Yeah, let's try it. Watch until you know what they're up to. You can always intervene afterwards. Oh, thank goodness, this is a success. Sing-song and bishoprics. They're singing to themselves and carrying lenses of some sort. They know enough to be looking through the most recent part of the pile. It's plain someone's tipped them off about a particularly juicy scandal that has lately been discarded. Just lately been discarded. From the whispers in the dark, you even have some idea of what it is. A bishopric in the balance. A secret alliance with the brass embassy. Before they finish their search, you take them by surprise and send them scrambling. They even drop something in the process. Ah, dark drop coffee beans. Lovely. As well as some supply. Sweet. Okay. Well, can't really do anything right now. Can return later. Other acolytes move between the buildings singing softly, but none of them seem inclined to speak to you at the moment. Okay, that just sends us back out. All right, well, at least we have access there. We still do have to find that other long box, though. I've got no clue where to find that, other than getting a hunting trophy, which requires that we challenge one of those big crabs, which I am very concerned about. I would be very much out of my element in challenging that. They have a lot more health than anything we've tried to deal with, or anything that we've tried to deal with successfully, at least. Well, shoot. What to do now? Could head up to Abbey Rock, Shepherd Isles, anything in this sort of area here. How much fuel and supply do we have? We've got a decent amount of fuel, and we've still got a decent amount of supply here. Maybe we adventure a little more. Scrimshander, I believe, is the location where we have to pay Z stories to leave. We don't actually currently have enough Z stories to go in and leave. We have to leave something of ourself to do that instead. They do have excellent prices for fuel. They have exactly the same as Fallen London prices. Sea of Lilies is the prison. Not much to do there. Then Rosegate is the tobacconist. That's his location there. Let's see. Tobacconist. Ah, the tobacconist is the fellow who required the ambiguous eeliths here. He also requires romantic literature and an unread log. So I think we'll drop off our ambiguous eeliths to him right now. We'll skip past Visage. Don't really want to spend excess time there. I think we'll just drop in for a port report and then move on. And who knows, maybe we'll find a giant crab, distant and foolish enough to combat us and not actually do any damage to us. Crossed fingers. The Visage is down this way, as is the Sea of Lily. No, the Sea of Lilies is above us, as is the Reef of Roses. very foggy over to the east there. And there's a ship. We'll go and dock first here. Let's just grab the port report here. And we don't have the something awaits us to go ashore, so that's okay. And since it is foggy, as well as the fact that there's a ship here. Okay, so that's an Alsaeus class Corvette. Hopefully we'll be out of range of them. Though I may have... Are we good? No, we're not. We are at range to dock here, though. Oh, ow. Okay. Let's go submerge. Hopefully before he can hit us again. Well, he hit us again. Oh, well. Can't do anything about that. Unfortunately, now we are in range of getting eaten alive by that thing. The omnipresent creepy crawly or whatever it is. And there's something glowing down there. Lovely. Okay, well, let's go grab the port report here and give him his ambiguous eelith, or his ultimate cigar, extracting the robust flavor. Delicate workshop tools won't do for a flavor like this, the crotchety tobacconist says. I'll need to make some new ones. Can you bring me some particularly sturdy materials? Oh, so we're not even making the cigar here, are we? We're just making some materials? Okay, I mean, I guess you wouldn't make a cigar out of a rock anyway, which is what I assume this ambiguous eelith is. He weighs an eelith in his hands before tossing it into the air. Dense, sturdy, he catches and licks the stone, and well-flavored. Okay, maybe he is making a cigar out of it, who knows? Perfect. This will make fine tools. I'll get to work immediately. Nope, he's just making tools out of it. We're okay. We're just going back and forth on that. He turns and strides up the stairs to his workshop. Hammer strikes ring through the floorboards above. Okay. Oh, and now we have to help him prepare it. Helping prepare the robust labor. A thumping resounds from the workshop above. We need to open that crate, the crotchety tobacconist says. The clayman's already in chains, but we need him on the workbench. I hope you're ready. The crotchety tobacconist and his apprentice stand by with chains as you pry open the crate. An unfinished clayman glares from within and growls as you begin removing planks. Once you've opened it halfway, he roars and hurls his weight forward. The wood splinters, the box breaks, and you sidestep his charge, letting him run directly into the workbench. From there, it's easy to bind him to the table with heavy chains. Well dodged, sir. Reminds me of when I was young and spry. His apprentice stifles a giggle. Are we in a... What is the clayman? Is that just another type of person, or is that another... Because the way that they're describing it, it is very much a conscious being. But I guess we're going to cut him open and steal whatever the heck is making him robust. That's it's a little suspect, but we don't really have a choice here if we want to complete this. Harvesting the robust flavor, a chisel rests on the glass counter. The crotchety tobacconist smiles. We have the tools and the clayman readied, sir, shall we? Yeah, I feel really bad. The unfinished clayman struggles futilely. It's a very strange one. Futilely? No, it's definitely futilely. Against his bonds, he shouts threats he cannot fulfill. We will require both powder and shavings, the crotchety tobacconist says. He shall provide everything we need for truly robust flavor. Yeah, no way in heck am I helping him out. I feel bad for him. I can't release him or anything, and I probably wouldn't, honestly. But I will refuse to assist. Let the apprentice do the work. You'll have no part in this. He does his best. A bit late for being squeamish, the crotchety tobacconist shows you out of the workshop. You can still hear the shouts of the clayman from the shop for a while. Soon only the sharp crack of the hammer rings out. When they come down, the apprentice and the tobacconist are covered in a pall of dust. The apprentice's eyes are bloodshot and his lashes grayed with powder. He coughs until he retches. The tobacconist ignores him entirely. It'll do, he says grimly. The flavor isn't what I'd hoped, but it must suffice. It wasn't a complete waste. Gained 5 the tobacconist's impatience. You total 6, he won't wait forever. Well, hey, I mean, I don't want to mess with a... I mean, the poor guy is definitely a conscious being, the clay man. He's not exactly just some random guy, or some random, like, object. You know, let's go challenge the tobacconist to a game of cards here. Hopefully that'll make him feel better. Yeah, let's do that. Business is slow today, as it is every day. The shop's not on the typical trade routes. The tobacconist may well appreciate a game. Sure, let's spend the 5 echo here. Angry in defeat. There, a cruel queen and a besieged king. You bind his shark. You will win in 2 turns unless he concedes defeat now. The crotchety tobacconist snorts, snatches the cards off the table, and flings them into the air. He storms up the stairs to his workshop. The dogged apprentice waits until the door has slammed before scurrying over, muttering apologies. Okay, we didn't exactly win his favor. I guess we're just too good at the game, and he's a sore loser. We gained 10 echo, though, and a little bit of terror, and unfortunately, we gained some more of his impatience. Well, let's go grab a box of high-quality cigars. Apparently, the maximum impatience that we have to gain is 15. We're currently at 7. Maybe this will reduce it? No. Well, a rosewood box of cigars sits on the counter. They smell of beeswax. The crotchety tobacconist cuts you a cigar and lights it. You draw slowly. Your mouth fills with a flavored fog, heavy on the tongue like a honey liqueur. The tobacconist smiles. Your mouth will start to burn soon. Tolerate it. It's a transition phase before something rather refreshing. See what I mean? Just hold. Lost 3 terror. And 12 echo. You're kidding. That didn't make you feel better? Come on. Okay, well, the last 2 things we have to get are the romantic literature and the unread log. We've come across this somewhere before, the unread log, but I have no idea where. Maybe it was just a story thing that we managed to come across it. But the romantic literature, we've been told repeatedly, is in the Khanate, and we still have to open that up. So that'll take us a while. We need 20 dark drop coffee beans. And at the cheapest prices that we've found, which is in Port Carnelian, that's 38 echoes a pop. So to get 20 would be, let's see if I can do the math, 720 echoes? I think that's right, 720 echoes. But we got 1 on us right now. So that'll be a thing. That'll be a pursuit for a different time. Let's go and surface so the creepy crawly down here doesn't find us and eat us. Probably should have determined where we were going next first. I think we'll head up here. I'm going to try to find Khan's Shadow since we haven't yet already. We'll pass Scrimshanter. I suppose we'll dock at the Sea of Lilies to grab the port report there. But I want to see if I can try to find Khan's Heart while we still have a decent amount of fuel and a fair amount of supplies as well. We've got an okay amount of fuel. We got a great amount of supplies. We can go for quite a while with the amount of supplies that we currently have. This side of that is the Sea of Lilies. I do believe there are sharks that tend to be around here. Either sharks or eels. I can't remember exactly which. Or, not eels, morays. But luckily, I don't seem to have run into any before the harbor here. So let's go dock. We'll grab a port report. Everything is pretty standard there. We're not going to rescue a prisoner, and we don't need fuel or supply nearly that badly to get that at those prices. Oh, there's that shark. L. We're going to take a wide berth around him. So... Are we well out of his reach? Did he continue to the west, or is he circled back east? He circled back east, unfortunately. Oh, please turn around. Come on. Restless nights. Oh, lovely. Oops, that's not what I'm going for. There. Shall we investigate? I don't think we shall. I think we will reduce our terror just by a little bit. Looks, though, to our east here, we found the Blemigan Island again. Whoa, what's this? Oh, no, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, well, we'll just resurface as soon as that happens. Too many keybinds. Too many pokey fingers. I'd meant to throw our light on here. The wreck of the Miko. So can we dock here and figure out what's what? Ooh, as long as you don't see me, Con 8 ship. Can we dock there? No. I guess not. I feel like we should have been able to dock there. Okay, that's fine. Unfortunately, we are well and proper out in the middle of nowhere now. So what's this place? I think this is just more stuff around Port Cecil. We hear the voices, those voices that will not be drowned. This is the sea of voices. We are close to Polythrene, where nothing is truly dead. Okay. That looks like a Skull Island, if ever I've seen one. Is that moving? Whoa, what? That was totally moving. Oh, whoa, okay. This place is creepy as all heck. Whoa, God, I'm so jumpy right now. We've discovered Ace Shaven. Alright, let's see if we can get him to dock before he fires on us. Oh, it's gonna be tight. Ah, but he missed, so it's okay. Godfall. Sometimes, just occasionally, bits of the roof fall off. Be glad you weren't here when this one did. So this is a piece of the Neath roof. Okay, well, let's see what's up here. The brawling bearded men who live here call themselves monks. They pay lip service to Saint Stalactite, which fell from the roof, but their chief interests seem to be wine, blood, and shouting. So, we can do a submariner thing here. Let's go do that first. Speak with the monks about their newest member. They escort you to his cell. Used to be a zailor, one whispers. We were hoping you could help us work out what's wrong. The supplicant. An old bearded man sits cross-legged and naked in Godfall's smallest monastic cell. At the sight of the group, he flinches. His wrinkled skin is covered in faded scars. No more freedom, he whispers. 10 of the clock, we sweep. 15 past 10 of the clock, we wash. There are orders. There must be orders. No more freedom, please. The monk hands him a mop and bids him clean the entire chapel by first bell. The supplicant squeezes it tight. Yes, master, he whispers, tears of gratitude welling up in his eyes as he scampers off. There's an awkward silence. You should make a very devout monk, one of the others ventures, once we finally get him into the habit. Interesting. Evidently we can't help anything other than that. Wait, so is that the whole interaction? Yeah, I guess so. Okay, interesting. So if we had presumably, yeah, 5 casks of mushroom wine, we'd be able to give that to them. We could give them a hunting trophy, but we don't even have that, and we need that for the long box. Or we could just give them, oh no, we'll just listen to them, of shouting. Let them tell you about the past and present events of the monastery. Sure, we totally will. And this place needs foxfire candles as well. That I will actually note down, because that seems like it could give us some more interest there. So we are in Ace Shaven. lights. Boxfire candles. And 5 of them specifically. I guess we can just grab the port report here. Let them tell you about past and present events in the monastery. Tales. They're eager to talk about their history. The stalactite, they assure you, was one of the citadels of the starved men who dwell in the roof. When it fell, a few of the occupants survived to become the monk's progenitors. How does that work, you wonder? With their vow of celibacy, they become vague and are suddenly eager to speak of the details of passing shipping. Okay. That's pretty funny. Nothing at all available in the shop. How interesting, though. So I'll have to go and figure out what to do for him. The effect of prolonged stays in Nook can be reduced in Igel where memories are sacrificed. So I guess we could perhaps help that guy out. Maybe take a needle from Igel. I'm very afraid that if we take a needle, it'll like infect us in some way. But I guess that's that option sorted out. And hopefully the ship will turn. Okay. Once he sets off... Are you kidding? Come on, just set off past me. Don't just do circles, you nitwit. Okay. I think we're going to have to take this guy on. Whoa, 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 whoa. Don't ram my ship. Get out, get out, get out. Ah, what the heck, dude? Let's keep out of the light here. Woo! Oh, not quite. Okay, he turned the wrong way, though. Oh, did he? Not quite. Alright, we're just going to burn some power here. Hopefully our engine doesn't explode. Nope, we're good. Oh, and he's still coming after us. Shoot. Is he faster than we are? I think he is. Shoot, I don't want to burn any more fuel because... Okay, as long as he's lighting off... Okay, I was about to say, as long as he's lighting off flares, then he's not sending out missiles, but apparently he can do both. Discovered Dow's 8. Interesting. Suppose we could make our way back to Port Cecil. Is this a location we can dock at? I don't think so. Scuttering and chittering in the corners of the hold. Humped shapes. Okay, hold up. Ah, too many things. Too many things happening here. What? Okay, this is absurd. I'm at 8, and it says that at 5... Oh, no, we can now confront the nightmare. Okay, we got a 1 in 5 here. We're already at 8. We might as well do it. Oh, hopefully this doesn't raise our terror too high if we fail. Oh, we succeeded! Wow! I did not expect to succeed there. That's amazing. Okay, we confronted the nightmare. The water around you is steaming, boiling. The eye rises. Here it comes. Here you go. Something above you. Dive cleanly into the water. It is scalding hot. Your skin peels away like old paper. Beneath you, the eye rises. Your descent will take you directly into its dark, impossible pupil. Your lungs are bursting. You will wake, die, or both. The eye opens all the way, and in its glistening center, you see the reflection of the god that lives in the roof. A lost, lorn, angry thing of lightnings, a lone exile. You wake, you have passed through the nightmare and out the other side. Amazing. Okay, fantastic. So we gained a secret. We completely lost the nightmare strength quality as well as the recurring nightmare quality. And we didn't gain any terror. Wow, that's fantastic. That's the best result there. Okay, I wanted to read this, though. Humped shapes on the deck rail. Ratsy air emboldens vermin. Something underwater, distance to the west. Okay, I think we're just going to make for Port Cecil here. We don't have anything to do, but this does have... what was that? Aposion? think that's the chess pieces. It has a Pausian. And go grab the port report. Right, so do we have the Apausian chess piece on us right now? I don't think we have one, do we? Oops, not the correct one. Yeah, we don't yet have one. So we could gather some Centillic. Explore the coral knot here. Yeah, no, we just won a amazingly difficult challenge, so I think I'm not going to tempt fate. We're just going to explore the coral knoll around Port Cecil. Sea laps dark around silvery coral, humps and columns rise from the coral, a bewildering maze. Go carefully. A privateer encampment. This was an empty cliff top above the bleak waves. Now it blazes with color. Striped tents, colored flames, and the music of pianola and kettle drum. Mustachioed women and languorous men play chess, carve bones, eat cats, and polish their terrifying brass weapons. That's these are Iron Republic privateers, pirates whose practices contravene the very laws of nature, rather. So amazingly, we actually have a better chance of sneaking up on them than attacking them, despite our. Oh, I guess it would be a luck. Let's go see what's up with them. Let's see if we can sneak by and do that, because we have a slightly better chance of that. Public is privy to the gossip of hell. Creep close and you may learn impossible secrets. Fragments of meaning. They're speaking of a raid on the Khan's glory, from which they stole pieces of prayer, of a boast that a rival band made about stealing the Empress's wedding dress, a sort of spiced meat which fills the heart with love. But they speak, too, almost coherently, of privateer lairs in the Western Wall, of passwords in use, of brass embassy protocols, and of tuning techniques for drawing lost souls close. A buzzing rises in your brain as you listen until your eyes become unfocused and your tongue feels thick and heavy. You creep away before anything worse can happen. That is an odd and useful miscellany of facts. Nice. Okay, let's play some more chess here. Hopefully, we'll be able to win a chess piece. Nope. Chess is popular in the principles. The port is full of exiles, drunk, and washed-up Z-traders. They all play, often obsessively. Be careful, the chess pieces are carved from Centillic. Here in the principles, that can be very dangerous. A loss, your opponent shakes your hand, time to go, she tells you, but don't worry, you'll be back. Gain some terror. Fingers are cold. Her touch lingers. I'm going to do it until we hit 70. If we don't win by then. Ah, sweet, we did. A distraction. You don't often look at the chess pieces. They not really look. The bishops with their hooks, the knight with its mane and teeth, the kin and cream, white mingled with red, the roots that pin the corner of the board down to keep you safe from your opponent. You lift a paw to toy with it. You touch its velvety pads. Oh, we didn't win. Okay, checkmate, your opponent says. She grins. Look too closely, did we? You need to be careful with Centillic chess sets. Her face is blank and white as the dome of a chess pawn. Get out. Get back to the ship until the waking dream of the coral clears. Oh, we gained 5 terror for that one. Okay. Okay, maybe we do just head back. Does this location have fuel for us? Yes, but at cost. And a significant cost at that. Let's see, how far out are we from anywhere with good prices? Guider's Morn is... shoot, which place is Guider's Morn? I can't recall exactly what Guider's Morn is. I believe that's a Corsair's Forest, I think. That's the pirate sort of den. They don't have great prices. They are closest by, though. We could put our risks in it and try to go up to... No, Anthe's way too far. There's nothing really of interest, I don't think, between us and that. Maybe we just try to sail straight across here. We'll go to Guider's Morn, see if we can pick up anything interesting there, including a port report. We could try to submerge to Rack, because we did just do their job there. Maybe the Shepherd Isles. Yeah, maybe we go to the Shepherd Isles and then to Rack. I think that's the option we're going to take here. First, we need to undock. We'll also set off with our lights off so that we don't burn any more fuel than we have to, though our terror is getting a little high. Oh, and once we go underwater to Rack, we're going to have to contend with that very unpleasant creature. How very concerning. Ekin Rock apparently is super dark for some reason. Have we never seen that before? I thought we had. Okay, that's Guider's Mourn. We need to head further south. Maybe we don't even go for the Shepherd Isles. They're a little far out of our way. Suppose we'll send the Z-Bat out, see if there's anything undiscovered near us. Oh, I didn't mean to do that so far out. Shoot. And it'll waste lots of, not fuel, but it'll at least waste time here. Time and supplies. Oh, and the crawling's back. Son of a gun. He surfaces. He rises so fast. It must be... Oh, shoot. Okay. Well, at least we're now in a fog bank. Whoa, whoa, what? Okay. We are... No, we burn fuel. Alright. This is not going anywhere as planned. Alright, we gotta submerge. Do we? Seriously, what the heck? Okay. We're just going to go quickly into Rack. We're gonna try to do all the stuff there. We don't even have enough for one hit of that stupid skittering underwater Z-Beast. Oh, he's already right by us. Don't even kind of submerge, please. Oh, God, I hate it. Okay. He's right next to us. I don't even know if we'll be able to surface here. This might be the end. Let's go compile a port report, I suppose. Can we taste the tether? Do we have enough here? No, we don't have any scrap. We can go wrecking, though. We're going to Guider's Mourn. What happened to the one that I... Hold on, what happened to the guy that I already sent over here? Are you kidding? Let's consider the state of the city here. Can you use supplies to quickly heal a bit so you can survive one hit? No, because if I do that, then I can't move, and he kills me by default. I suppose we can go to the Royal Hall. Ah, here we go. Have any of the ships you sent come in? I think you recognized a few of the new wrecks as you entered the city. Yes, your ships came, promised them riches, promised them knowledge, promised them pretty toys. It's all the same. They come, and our stores replenish. The tether has new hulls to grow on. Take this gift of scrap to the priestess. Look for me in other times. Great, and we got the scrap. So now we need to... Oops. Now we need to go use that scrap to taste the tether. There's a weed that grows on broken ships. To taste it is a privilege reserved for successful wreckers. Within the rusting innards of a broken battleship, the wrecker keeps the tether. It's guarded by heavy bulwark and priests capable of launching cannonballs across the room with their bare hands. It is the glory of Rack. So what do we do here? Knife, cup, or bone? Within the sanctum, where no water drips, are walls, doors, and pedestals of trinkets. It is watched over by a stony matron. Make an offering of scrap you may choose. Let's see, we can have the knife, the cup, or the ring of browned bone. Let's do the cup. Cup seems nicest, right? Let's do the cup. Lift the cup. Empty, silver, modern, engraved with a simple floral scroll. It fits so well in your hand, it's awkwardly light, however. The matron leads you to one of the many doors. You follow her into the darkness beyond. Visions with the cup. The matron lights a gas lamp. The room is modest and well-lit, with a well-kept bed in the center. Rest, allow your mind to wander. When you are ready, I will give you the tether. You look away, allowing your attention to settle on a grandfather clock or a theater poster. Let's do the grandfather clock. Its hands are still. Tether melts in your mouth. An open bench in Central Park. A miracle. You twirl your walking stick as you sit, glad to rest your old legs. What's the time? You fish your pocket watch from your vest. 1:30. So where's a footstep in the grass behind you? Someone snatches your top hat. You spring to your feet. Your friend stands there wearing your hat, that old bastard. You chuckle, swishing your walking stick at the jocular gentleman. He blocks with his cane. You exchange a few bouts as if you were still boys. There is a friendship. Okay, so... Central Park. Have we been to the surface? Who are we? We're a soldier, right? What? What? This is very strange. I guess we can approach the mirror here. At the rear of his bedchamber, the fair king keeps a mirror made of ice. It holds a reflection, neither yours nor his, but that of a narrow, bespectacled gentleman. The king allows no one to approach it, but perhaps he will make an exception for you. Very well, today I shall allow it for a short while. The man in the mirror. You can see your reflection distorted in the ice. But there is another clearer reflection as well, a long-faced man with receding black hair and round-rimmed glasses. He blinks solemnly at you. I think we should try to see the man in the mirror. Who the heck is he? How... Because this sounds like the guy in Central Park, but as far as we know, we've lived in the Neath the whole time. So who's he? Try to see the man in the mirror. Is there more to him? Free for all. You step towards the mirror. It flashes in the light. He stands at the Cumaean Canal. His hair is blacker than the dark drop coffee in his mug. Men and women from the surface crowd around him. They look sickly in comparison. One passes him a letter. Envelope white as snow, seal black as bark. The man reads it and passes the young woman a flask. Before her crewmates can set on her, she has drained it. Her skin glows with new vigor. Before they can set on him, he laughs and, in the spirit of liberty, equality, and eternity, gives them each a flask of their own. The fair king's voice interrupts the visions. I am never sure what it is we are seeing. The gentleman's hopes, his fears, he certainly seems to have an ambitious imagination. Gained a move in the great game. Interesting. So this sounds like the description of the Grand Geode folk. So maybe this is tied to the Dawn engine in some way. Wow, that's fascinating. Okay, so problems that we have to deal with immediately. Do we try to surface before the creepy crawly down here hits us? Because one hit and we're gone, if he rolls high. Or do we burn a bit of fuel, try to get out of the way, and then surface? I think I'm going to buy a little bit of fuel so we have that option. He sounds like he's right on top of us. Maybe we wait until we see him, and then we try to get away from him as quickly as possible. Can you surface from dock? No, you can't. Yeah, you can't. You have to set off to sea first. Okay, this may be it for this captain. Okay, if he comes up anytime now... No, we're good. Whew, okay. Let's get our rears back to, Oh my god. Okay. Let's get ourselves back to Fallen London. My heart was freaking out that whole time. Yeah, it was not pleasant any of that time. That is absolutely true. Oh, man. Okay, we're going to go grab a quick port report from the Salt Lions. Everything here is gone. Thankfully, it sounds like he was skittering away when you left port. Well, yeah, I don't know exactly how the sound works with that. I don't know if that's an accurate representation of what's going on there. Still, I'll take our free surfacing here. I will absolutely take that. And a giant crab. Am I going to fight it for that trophy? No. Heck no. Not with the hull that we're at, the fuel and supplies that we've got, and the crewmates. Well, the crew we're doing actually all right on. We're doing okay there. But everything else is nowhere near high enough for me to even consider taking that crab on. At least the skittering went from both ears in my headphones to only my right ear. Oh, okay. I think that also could have been just because we were moving away from him, but either way, we got out of there all right. Okay, well, let's dock up in Fallen London here and submit our port reports from our long, long journey. Ah, breath of relief. No kidding. Unfortunately, we got the Nightmare's strength back. Lovely. Anything important from the Harbor Master? Nope, nothing. Let's go submit our port reports. Port Cecil. Principles of Coral have no idea why anyone thought that settlement was a good idea. Godfall. Pirate monks. I honestly have no idea what we're supposed to do about pirate monks. What are they up to? Humane Canal, Iron Republic, and it exploded. Oops. Visage, Port Carnelian, Fathom King's Hold, Grand Geode, Wisdom. Where is Wisdom? Sorry, what? I don't recall docking in a Wisdom. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know what that's about. Maybe one of the ports that I think are actually something else, but I don't quite recall that. And then Salt Lions, Quaker's Haven. Oh, the Admiral doesn't open your report. He merely waves over an underling. She pays you and escorts you swiftly from the office. Oops. Okay, so yeah, something about Quaker's Haven has been taken firmly under the Admiralty's wing. So we'll turn to the other stuff first. Rosegate. Doing that. Igol. Rack. And last but not least, Quaker's Haven. Only 5 echo from that. Okay. Well, I think that's all of that for us. I think that's this day's stream. We are already an hour over, but again, I just have long voyages now, and they end up going places. And I'm having a really good time. We're expanding really far into the Sunless Sea. We've got a lot of the map explored. Though our ship's kind of frailty is starting to become a little more evident to us. So we're going to keep trying to figure out our best way of getting trades. I think we need to open up the Khanate. I think that's our best option here. But that'll be an option for a different time. So that'll be the end of the stream right now. I'm going to turn in 2 of these moves in the Great Game to the Diplomat. I think that will be it. Next time, hopefully we'll figure out where to find a long box so we can heal, or not quite heal, but cure, fix, do something to our snow child in Station 3 with the heart metal, something like that. We've got a few more things we have to do. We have to visit Hideaway. Got a lot of things to do in Hideaway. We've got 3 things to do in Hideaway, so we'll have to find that wherever it ends up being. We should make sure to buy some flares and some Foxfire candles. 10 of Foxfire candles, considering 2 locations require 5 each to explore. And we'll have to find a nice little trade route to make us some echo so we can finally upgrade our ship. But that will be next Tuesday. I will be back at 3 PST playing more Sunless Sea then. If you're not just interested in the Sunless Sea stuff, I will be playing Sevtech Ages tomorrow in Minecraft mod, also at 3 PST. We are just doing stuff in the Twilight Forest there if you feel like dropping in. Otherwise, I hope to see you just around sometime. Thanks for sticking with me till the end. And I'm going to head out now. Cheers, everybody. I'm off.